purely sexual.
Every time.
Yeah, nothing puts me in the mood like the transition of it's purely sexual to us four dudes. So, hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of A Blockbuster Year, 1985. I'm Brandon Mindell. With me always is Jay Ryan, and tonight we are talking about George A. Romero's Day of the Dead. Let's pop in the tape.
We did it. Tape has been popped in. It's official.
Tonight, our special guest is Mr. Jacob Walsh. You know him from YHS Podcast, Toy Anxiety, my favorite show. He has a third podcast, YHS on Monster Island, where he talks about Godzilla and kaiju films. He's a collector. He's probably the biggest Jurassic Park fan I know in the world.
Whoa.
He's also an amazing artist and maybe an alligator expert. I don't know. If you follow Jacob online, Jacob the Revenge, every so often he posts
I'm gonna do it right now.
These photos and videos of gators in his area, and I'm always just so amazed that like you're out there with these gators. It's insane.
I am.
Thank you,
you.
first of all.
Okay.
Thank you. Good to see you guys. I am an alligator expert. Yes, that's true. All of those things you said are true, and thank you. But yeah, I just
live in
love
Florida?
alligators, and I live in Georgia, but I live really close to the Okefenokee Swamp, which is the biggest blackwater swamp in the United States.
Right.
And it's awesome, and I just like to spend a lot of time there. It's a quick, I can drive an hour up the road and hop on my kayak and just see hundreds of alligators in the middle of nowhere, and I like that.
I know, and there's like you post videos of you like dangling your feet in the water, like
yeah.
It's so eerie. Yeah.
Do you eat them too?
No, I do not. I do not eat any animals. Animals are not for food in my brain, so I don't eat them. But I just love them. I just love being around them. I think they're cool. They're like dinosaurs. I grew up like one of my favorite movies as a kid was Alligator. Love that film. And I just have one of my favorite genres of media in general is just like the killer animal, even though
creature feature.
Yeah, I have some complicated feelings towards that genre nowadays, but I like it, and I think that stuff is it's pretty scary. It speaks to me. I just think alligators are cool.
I'm sorry if that was a weird question. My wife and I used to go to New Orleans, and it's like on the menu everywhere there.
Yeah, well, it is here too. Like, that is a thing. People eat them. I have eaten alligator in my life, but no longer. But yeah.
I tried it the one time, and I said, "Ooh, this probably isn't for me."
It's a weird thing. Yeah.
Even though it was deep fried and all that wonderful Cajun batter, it just meh. But thanks for joining us. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. I mean, so on our Teen Wolf episode, we had Craig Goldberg, which is one of Jacob's co-hosts from YHS and Toy Anxiety. So I'm slowly collecting the YHS crew.
Yes, one by one.
Well, there's so many podcasts that it's gonna. I don't know if you got Ryan set up for an episode. We got to get JK on here.
Yes. Well, actually, I mean, I sort of talked to you about it, Jacob, but I really would like to do Godzilla 1985 with you and JK.
We're down.
I think that would be great.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I mean, it was hard when you hit me up about this and gave me the list of movies. I was like, oh man, there's a lot of great movies. So, but I'm really happy to talk about this one. This is one of my favorite horror movies of all time. So,
yeah, I love horror movies. I think this show has caused me to like sort of like think about like what are holes in my viewing, what are films that I'm mainly focused on. And as much as I love horror, I think that like for me, it's always been like comedy. Those are the movies that like I have to see every single comedy movie. So
me too.
I really like this movie. I think it's a ton of fun. And I have so much respect for George Romero as like a filmmaker, and more importantly, like as an independent filmmaker.
Yeah.
His legacy of like grinding and getting things done on his own, raising his own money, I think is like so inspiring to not horror filmmakers, but just like filmmakers in general. Like his story is incredible.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, literally everything you know about the zombie genre is because of George Romero. I mean, every zombie movie that exists is from Night of the Living. Like it happened because of that. Exactly. And he was also really cool and humble about it. And like, you see interviews where people would be like, "Hey man, how does it feel? Like being literally the godfather of one of the biggest genres," and he'll just be like, it's all right, whatever. He just a cool dude.
He's also the kind of guy that like you don't hear anything but like nice things about him. You hear about how like warm of a person he was, and how supportive he was of other young artists, and like the amount of people that he's worked with that he's just like given them a shot is astounding. And not to mention, like he's doing all of this in Pittsburgh, right? Not doing it in Los Angeles. He's like creating this indie film scene and shooting these movies majority 90% of the time in Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh specifically.
Was this one not shot in Florida?
The beginning is.
Yes.
Oh, okay. The above ground stuff is Florida.
All the above ground stuff, and like the entrance to the bunker is in Florida. It's like in Fort Myers, Florida, but the cave is in Pennsylvania.
Okay, because there were so many palm trees and stuff.
Wampum Caves in Pittsburgh is where they shot all of the interior caves. Whoa. And I believe the sets were inside these caves as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
I do. Before we get into actually talking about Day Dead, let's say hi to the people that are here.
There's a couple people in the chat here. Skylar Davis says, y'all have a great show. Catch the replay when I get home tonight. Love that. Dave Knight, Jesus, Mary and Joseph, let's do this. Dave Knight, runner of the Oregon Film Museum up there in Astoria, Oregon, fellow Goonie. Bitter Troll, hello. Let's see, Steve 3, hello everyone. Another great movie choice. Have a great show. I'm guessing some of these people you guys probably know from your podcast, right?
Yeah. Skylar's a crossover.
Okay, cool. Dave Knight says, great shirt, Brandon. And I'll keep pulling these up as the evening goes along.
I will say, just before we get into it, this is my favorite George Romero movie.
Hey, it's a good one.
Creepshow, to me, is like one of the most fun, like, I don't even know how to describe it other than like it's like the colors, the frames, like the weird animation frames that they use.
Well, that's I like that.
Yeah,
is that the one with Ted Danson and Leslie Nielsen?
And Leslie Nielsen, yes.
It's
great.
I love that movie. Love that movie.
Yeah. I mean, this is one of my favorite things that I own. This is the Bernie Wrightson, which actually, so the artist behind this is Bernie Wrightson, very, very famous comic book artist. And spoiler alert, we're going to be talking a little bit about him next week with the film that we're talking about next week. So
okay.
But yeah, this is a comic book version of Creepshow.
Oh shit, there it is, the sand. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Can we tease the film we're going to do next week, or do you want to wait till the end?
Oh, I mean, if people,
I know what it is.
Yeah, if people know Bernie Wrightson's work, I think they'll know what we're talking about. Let's save it till the end.
You got it.
I want to talk about George Romero a little bit more before we just get into Day of the Dead. Just because, as Jacob had mentioned, like he is the godfather of the undead zombie franchise, the machine that is undead zombie movies. He actually got his first paying film job with Mr. Rogers on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Hence Pittsburgh, yeah.
Yes, he famously shot Mr. Rogers getting his tonsillectomy, right? And then I was trying to find out when it actually aired. It doesn't seem like it aired until the 70s. Like he shot it pre 1968 Night of the Living Dead, but I don't know if it actually made it out to air. I couldn't find an actual date of it, but it is the first professional paying job that George A. Romero got, was shooting Mr. Rogers' tonsils.
That's amazing. I hope they didn't release it until after Night of the Living Dead was out, so they could bill it as George A. Romero's.
Exactly. Yeah, directed by George A. Romero's tonsillectomy.
Exactly. Yeah.
Speedy delivery.
Him and a bunch of other guys. One guy named John Russo, who he ended up writing Night of the Living Dead with. They had a production company, and they were making commercials for people. And one of the big commercials they made was for the laundry detergent Calgon. Now, people of a certain age probably remember the product Calgon. I only know Calgon from Wayne's World.
But it was the powdered one, right? Powder?
Yes, yeah. Ancient Chinese secret, huh? Do you have that clip, Jay, that I sent you?
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
So this is the commercial that George Romero made for Calgon. It's a parody of the Donald Pleasance film Fantastic Voyage. And
I love that movie.
This commercial came in their mind, came out so well and looked so good that they were like, I think we're ready to make a feature film. Let's write a feature film. So this is the Calgon commercial that George Romero made with his commercial production company.
And this may or may not get us banned from YouTube.
The Calgon story. What happens when a Calgon research team and their submarine are reduced to micro size and sent on a dangerous mission deep inside a washing machine?
Engines reversed full, Captain. We're stuck.
We've got to find out what's on those fibers.
Trapped in the fibers of a giant T-shirt, the Calgonauts discover secrets of gray, dull-looking laundry.
Why, it feels like...
Leftover detergent film. The fibers are covered with this stuff.
Oh, this box has never been opened.
Add the Calgon.
Why is he so
You'll
mad?
thrill as Calgon dissolves the dirty leftover detergent film.
It's working. The gray is gone. The fibers are clean.
Let's get out of here.
I think I'm in love with you.
If you're tired of dull detergent films and grade B washes, thrill to the Calgon story at your nearby family washing machine.
This has been...
Wow.
Yeah, that is... I love that. I love that.
It looked like the
so
same ship
much.
from Fantastic Voyage. Or very similar.
Yeah, very, very similar. I'm sure somebody made it. Some like kit bashing prop department.
That was a time when we were Mr. Clean, Mr. Bubble. Like the commercials did not look like that back then. That's an amazing commercial for that time.
It really is like a great commercial. If I saw a commercial like that today, I'd be in. Like
Totally.
Every so often you see a commercial that you're like, I like this product just based on
right. They put a lot of thought into.
Yeah.
That's not a thing these days.
For the longest time, I was eagerly awaiting the next like Skittles commercial because they were just like the
when
weirdest,
they taste the rainbow days.
Yes, the weirdest, like most esoteric, avant-garde, like batshit crazy ideas. Always think about. There was like the one where the kid was growing like a Skittles tree out of his stomach. Mm-hmm. And the mom had the wheelbarrow, and in order to get the Skittles, she would tickle her son, so he would laugh.
Oh my god, I do remember that.
The tree would shake, and the Skittles would fall in the wheelbarrow. Like that is weird stuff, man.
Yeah.
There was one
what
where
has
they're
happened
in
to
a
us?
museum.
Yeah,
There was a tidal wave. There was a bunch of weird ones.
Yeah. Oh, there's that really depressing one where the guy, everything he touches turns to Skittles, and he's like, you think it's a blessing? How about never being able to hold your daughter?
Oh my god.
It's the weirdest, darkest Skittles commercial ever.
That was the most dramatic laundry soap commercial ever.
It's so good. So I found that clip and I was like, we have to play this Calgon commercial.
Yeah,
because it
never
really,
seen that before. Yeah,
it's
I think I love you.
It's what gave us Night of the Living Dead. It's what gave George Romero the confidence to write a feature-length film and then to go out and raise the money. Now, when he initially had the idea, they were only going to try to raise $6,000. They were going to make a film for $6,000. Granted, This is 1966, 67. They went around to different people to raise more money. They ended up, making part of the film and then showing that unfinished product to even more people to raise more money. Ultimately, in the end, Night of the Living Dead, they raised just over $100,000 to make Night of the Living Dead. And I mean,
they're coming to get you, Barbara.
For this podcast, I had to rewatch all of them just to have everything.
You did a deep dive.
I did a deep dive. I watched night, dawn, and day just so I could have them all fresh in my head.
You stopped at day?
I did stop at day.
It's a good idea.
I've seen Land of the Dead.
Okay.
I've never seen Survival or Diary. But
I feel stupid for not knowing that this movie was a sequel till now.
Day of the Dead?
Yeah.
Dead, yeah.
I mean, obviously now I feel very stupid because, of course, Night of the Living Dead, Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead. I get it, but I didn't. I kind of thought they were all different entities. I didn't realize.
No.
Now it explains why it just picks up like it does.
Yes. Yeah. They're all George Romero brainchilds, right?
Well, I knew that too, but like the Mad Maxes aren't all like they're not like really sequential. They're all kind of it's still Mad Max, but
they're all George Miller.
Yeah, that's kind of my point. I knew they were all the same director, but they're all kind of, piecemeal. They're not necessarily in the same timeline. I didn't realize this was.
You can just watch them, and it does. And I mean, these are the same way. Like, you don't have to watch 1 and 2. It's all different characters and everything, but it's just the timeline as far as, like, night is right when it happens, dawn is somewhere after, and day is, I think they say day is like 7 years after.
I think
something like that.
Yeah.
I had it. So I even had that out of order. Okay, so it's night, dawn, then day. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Then subsequently after that is Land of the Dead, and then what is it after that?
And then Diary,
and then Survival.
Yeah.
Man,
but those three don't. They are so different from.
Yes.
Those don't feel like George Romero made them, in my opinion.
No. I totally agree. Just based on Land of the Dead.
Yeah.
Like I remember at the time enjoying it, but it was more like just like a special effects type thing. Nothing has stuck with me other than the fact that Simon Pegg and Edgar Wright are in it. That's the only thing I remember from it. They have a cameo as zombies.
Yeah.
Those
are disappointing.
But
George was a different man, when he made those. There's so much. They're just a completely different thing.
And I think it happens to everybody, right? At a certain point, you kind of lose touch with maybe your younger, hungrier, like the driving force that George Romero had in the late 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Well, there's probably a little bit of pressure when it's like you're known as the greatest, one of the greatest horror directors of all time who've created this amazing trilogy, and people are like, "You gonna make another one?" And like maybe he didn't quite have the ideas that he, or the passion that he did for the first three, but maybe felt like he still had time to make them anyway, and maybe he should, and
or owed it to the audience.
Yeah.
You go to enough Comic-Cons and people ask that question. You know what I mean? Not everybody's Bob Gale saying, no, not going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, and like because he popularized the zombie undead film, other people were making them, right? So now he's not even the best person making them. There's other filmmakers out there making great movies, and his original movies are already being remade.
Right.
Mm-hmm. They've remade, by the time Land comes out, they've remade Night of the Living Dead, and did Dawn of the Dead, that's like
I don't remember when that remake of Dawn came out in relation to.
I think it's 2008. I have it here.
Wouldn't you put the Resident Evils in this too? Like they're all kind of in the same.
Oh yeah, for sure. For the undead zombie genre, of course. Yeah, I think it's 2008.
Which one was that? Brains.
Oh, 2004.
Which one was that?
That's Return of the Living Dead.
Return of the right.
We're going to cover on that on this show, and actually, you have an episode coming up on your podcast about
next
Return
week.
of the Living Dead. Yeah,
that movie also has a pretty big George Romero connection as far as who made it. So
there's one that has Mindy Clark in it, Melinda Clark, and I remember watching that one as a kid, but then I ended up working with her as an adult because she was the mom on the OC.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, I don't know which one that would be.
I wonder what movie that is.
It was one of the Return of the Living Deads.
Oh, okay.
Well, maybe it is Return. Well, I mean, I didn't do my research on Return of the Living Dead for this episode because we're going to have a whole episode dedicated to it.
Oh, whoa. All right.
Yeah, it's 1985.
Oh my gosh. She's in part 3.
That sounds right. It was definitely a sequel-y type movie. It wasn't.
Oh yeah, she's like the main. I watched this recently.
She's the main girl. She's the guy's.
She's the
girlfriend.
main girl in the third one.
The dad's guy's in the military and whatever, and yeah. They're trying to break her out of the place. Anyway, another movie.
That's a crazy. Brandon, have you seen that one? Have you seen the third one?
I haven't seen any of the sequels to Return of the Living Dead.
Oh, okay. Well, Return of the Living Dead Part 2 is pretty fun. It's It's similar to. It's the same. It's like the same, but not as good as the first one.
Does Dan O'Bannon, did he make the second one as well?
Yeah, it's the same, dude. It's the same, like some of the same cast, like some of the exact same gags are in it. The tar man comes back in it for no reason. Like
just so the audience can cheer. Yeah, tar man!
It is the same thing. Yeah, and like the two main guys in the first film, the guys who work at the mortuary. They are in part 2 as different characters, and then the same plot happens to them. They slowly becomes on. It's the same thing.
They're like Ernest movies. Like the Ernest movies. There's those two guys that every movie they play different characters.
Yeah, it's exactly like that. But the third one, once you hit the third one was made. I actually, off the top of my head, I'm not sure, but I think the guy who directed Reanimator directed
Stuart
Part
Gordon?
3. Maybe? Or it was somebody who had something. I don't have that. Maybe it was Usna. Maybe it was Brian
Usna. Yeah.
But the third one is a very different tone. It is not a comedy. It's something completely different. But
it's not a comedy, yeah.
Yeah, no, not at all.
The guy's girlfriend dies, so they reanimate her.
Yeah.
So you're right. It could be the Reanimator guy. I'm looking it up right now.
It probably is.
Even though that's not the right movie. Sorry, Brandon. I have a tendency to do this.
No, I know for a fact that based on how I enjoy doing the show, when we got to the Return of the Living Dead episode, I knew I was going to watch those.
Okay.
Finally get around to seeing them. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it now.
Yeah, 1993, I think that says. And director was Brian Usna.
There you go.
So that's the producer from Reanimator. But he also directed Bride of Reanimator and Beyond Reanimator.
There we go.
Yeah. I can't wait to revisit that. I love Return of the Living Dead. I think it's great. So much fun. Yeah.
It is very fun. It is so funny. I like that movie a lot.
So 1968, George Romero, he gets $100,000 to make Night of the Living Dead, and it becomes, and still to this day is like one of the most successful independent films ever made, financially, through its legacy, the things that like we've been talking about, the things that it's inspired. It also has this really cool, significant aspect where in 1968, the lead hero of the film was an African-American man, Dwayne Jones. And at that time, nobody was casting, black men as the leads, let alone the heroes of their film. So, I mean, revisiting this, I found a new love for it. Granted, it was the first time I had seen it in 4K. I picked up this Criterion 4K release of Night of the Living Dead. It looks amazing.
Yeah.
Before that, I only ever had like a shitty DVD. It was on one of those like combo packs that obviously they license like a bunch of like early 60s
so
of
low
horror
quality
films.
transfer.
Low quality transfer. You know, like 5 films on one disc.
Yes.
That's all that's the only way I'd ever seen it. So rewatching it in 4K, I have found a new love for Night of the Living Dead. This movie is amazing. It's like, it's so good. Granted, granted, if you're coming to a zombie movie for effects purely, it's not the most impressive. But
it's not. This is not the one.
Yeah,
no,
it's
but the suspense in that one's crazy. They got to go to the house, and I mean, it's just there's a lot to that. Yeah. I haven't seen it since I was a kid, but I feel like you're going to make me buy it over again, and I'm already pissed off about it.
Well, the acting is so good in this movie.
Yeah. That Night of the Living Dead is the first time I remember when I saw it for the first time. I was pretty young, and my aunt owned it on VHS, and I knew that there was like something important about Night of the Living Dead, but I was just like, oh, this is one of those movies that I see people talk about. I need to watch it. And I remember watching it. And that's the first time I saw a movie with like, an ending like that. An ending that was just like gut punch, and I just remember immediately being like, what the fuck is this? And I
don't want to spoil it if people have never gotten around to Night of the Living Dead. You're right, Jacob. The ending is incredible. Yeah. I cannot recommend it enough. And now that we have like these high def versions, even HD, like if you're renting it on, whatever streaming platform you're getting it from, like it looks so good. I was blown away.
I feel like it would have been like on Stars or something in the 90s when I watched it. So it would have been 4:3 pan and scan, and it would have been on a 25-inch television or something. So I feel like 4K is the way to go. I can't believe it. I was so pissed that I bought this movie. I started watching it on Tubi for free, and it was same thing. It was pan and scan, and the quality was so horrible. There was like the tracking line at the bottom, that like
it's like a VHS.
So I said, rip. You know what? Fuck it. Let me see how much it is to buy just to see. Maybe it's on sale. It was $6.99, so I bought it. And it was better.
Hey, you're investing in the podcast, and I appreciate that.
Correct. That's how I justified it in my head. I go, this is work.
That's how I justified this Criterion 4K purchase.
Hilarious. We're bad influences on each other.
And quickly to note, so Night of the Living Dead, $100,000 to shoot, ends up making $30 million.
Oh my God.
So that is why it is like such a success. Not even just culturally, but like $100,000 black and white film shot primarily in one location,
right?
With
chocolate syrup.
With Bosco chocolate
black
syrup.
And white.
Yep.
Makes
that was a Psycho
$30
trick
million.
too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. Psycho, all the blood in the shower, and
you get that nice viscosity with the chocolate syrup.
Yes.
It's not runny like the fake blood.
Yes. And then to break it down even more, it made $12 million domestically and $18 million internationally. And the reason I bring that up is because George Romero, he follows up Night of the Living Dead. He makes other movies, Night Riders, sorry, I should say, not the TV show, Night Riders, a movie I've never seen, but the poster, I know it so well. It's like a knight on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
He makes a film called The Amusement Park. So he's making other horror genre films in amongst it. So to follow up Night of the Living Dead, he makes Dawn of the Dead. Dawn of the Dead is obviously a color film, 1978. That film, he brings on a guy we're going to talk about named Tom Savini, who is his like makeup effects guy for Dawn and Day, and then so many other films.
As far as I'm concerned, he's the biggest effects legend in the business.
He's up there, definitely up there.
I mean, he created a lot of the stuff that everybody else has, then improved over the time, over the years. But like he came up with a lot of that stuff. And wasn't he married to Linnea Quigley too, who was also like a horror scream queen?
I don't know who he was married to. I didn't get into that side of it.
I'm older than you, Brandon, so I remember like reading Fangoria magazine and stuff.
She's also in Return of the Living Dead.
Right, exactly. Yeah. They both are actually.
I mean, that might be how they met.
Maybe. So with Dawn of the Dead, the budget increases to $1.5 million, and that's obviously because they need to enhance the effects, right? So he brings on Tom Savini. I mean, I don't know how much it costs to rent a mall.
I was going to say Dawn's the mall one, right?
Dawn is the mall one, and again, small main cast. What are we? 4 people in that one?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, 4 people, and then obviously all your zombies, and I guess your raiders. Yeah. Tom Savini plays one of the raiders in Dawn of the Dead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that was the mall was in Pennsylvania as well, Monroeville Mall in Pennsylvania. Yeah. Wow, I had no idea it was such a local shooter.
That film goes on to make $55 million. Right, that one is weirdly Dawn of the Dead only makes $5 million domestically, but $49 million internationally. Wow. And part of that is Dawn of the Dead was made in partnership with Dario Argento, the famous Italian horror director, and he edited his own version of Dawn of the Dead to be released internationally.
What?
So there's a completely different version of Dawn of the Dead.
That's the one that made $49 million?
Yes. This is one of my prized possessions. This is a Dawn of the Dead box set signed by Tom Savini.
Oh, wow.
And this has the theatrical cut, the extended cut, and the international cut.
Wow.
All in it. And I've had this DVD box set for I don't even know how many years. This came out 2004. So I've had this box set kicking around for 2004. Met Tom Savini at a convention years ago. He signed my box set. I was a happy little boy, obsessed with special effects. Probably what? I think I was probably like, I don't know, maybe like 18, 19 when I met him. Yeah. Love Tom Savini.
That's awesome.
He used to be on Letterman. He would bring fake heads and blood drops and stuff, and he would be on Letterman, and they would just go to the table and he'd blow up bodies and stuff.
Yeah, he's awesome. So Dawn is obviously a big success, and then Day comes along, and George Romero wants $7 million for what he is in his mind is going to be his magnum opus. He wants to make, in his quote, "Gone with the Wind with zombies." That's what he wants to make. So he writes this screenplay. He writes this 200-page screenplay that is all about the military base in underground. There's a whole compound up on top. It's going to be the goriest movie ever. It's going to be insane. He wants $7 million. His producers say well, we know that when this movie comes out, you're going to market it as an unrated film. And we sort of talked about that very briefly on the last episode, Reanimator, because when a film is unrated, there is stipulations for the advertising. And at that time, one of the biggest forms of advertising was actually newspapers. It wasn't necessarily television. And newspapers had a rule where they were not going to advertise unrated films.
Right.
So you couldn't have, if your film was unrated, you could not put its title even in the newspaper to announce that it was coming out or any of its showtimes. So subsequently, he agreed to cut the budget in half at $3.5 million to make Day of the Dead, knowing that was him agreeing that's as much money as they'll give me to make this unrated film that they're going to have trouble marketing, essentially.
Yeah, he knew he wasn't making an unrated. There's no way he's going to not make an unrated film.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. And on top of that, the technology of the gags and effects from Dawn of the Dead in the mall with Tom Savini, those effects are good, but when you watch the bites in that movie, it kind of looks like foam latex. Like it doesn't really look like skin. It doesn't really look like meat or viscera or
this movie is disturbing.
It's disgusting.
The amount of gore and the realisticness of that gore is disturbing. And the number of gags they came up with.
Yeah. Not to mention, like, the blood in Dawn of the Dead is like acrylic paint red. Like, it's very comical.
And the zombies are the color on the zombies in Dawn of the Dead is also a little too bright to the point where it's like, you know, the blood's too bright, the color of the zombies is too bright, and it takes a little bit out. That's one of the reasons I like Day better. It all feels a little more realistic.
I agree with that. The daytime scenes specifically, right? The outdoor daylight scenes. Yeah.
And to be fair, like in Night of the Living Dead, a black and white film, the zombies are, or ghouls as they're called in Night of the Living Dead, ghouls. They're painted gray, but it has a different effect when it's black and white. In Dawn of the Dead, they painted them gray again, but in the daylight, in the mall light, they just look like gray painted people.
Right.
There is
grayish green almost.
There's some really good effects in the movie, but the design of the undead is just painted people, right? And not until Day do they like really get into crafting undead individual zombie characters. And come the end of the film, there's hundreds of individual nasty undead people rolling through this military facility.
Tom Savini even said, like, when he worked on Dawn, he had a really small crew.
Yeah.
And that most of the time they were just painting the faces. But like when they worked with Day, I think they had a much bigger, like upwards of like 30 people on
the biggest crew he's ever seen. Yeah.
Yeah. So difference. They still painted faces, but the painted faces were background zombies. And then they had like different levels of prosthetics for middle zombies and like featured zombies.
Yeah, exactly right, Jacob. So they had three tiers of zombies in the film. The first tier was your deep background, and that is literally painted people black and green. They were like running around with like they call it streaks and tips. It's like an alcohol-based paint. It's actually intended for root cover-up.
Yeah, hair dye.
Yes, exactly.
It's also used in prop building.
Yes, it's the exact
to
same
weather
stuff.
things and to age them down.
Exactly. I use it on a lot of the stuff that I build is the streaks and tips. So they would take this spray and they would, for the deep background zombie extras, they would go and they would paint them black and green and give them a mix of like decaying colors for the deep background. Then tier 2 was their hero zombies, and that is an array of different facial like appliance pieces. During pre-production, Tom Savini and his team, they spent, I think, like 3 weeks or something like that making random-sized pieces. They made small, medium, and large prosthetic pieces that they could just go around and mix them on different people's faces to give them texture and falling flesh. And they would just like, okay, yeah, you're a medium. Here's your piece. You're a large. You're small. And that was for like the mid tier. And then the third tier was your star zombies. Yeah. And those are the zombies that are featured. They have the gags. They get headshots. They get, decapitations. And they get like they're the star zombies for there's no other way to put it, right?
Yeah.
Are they zombies now, or are they still ghouls? We're at zombies at this point, right?
So the word zombie is never actually mentioned in these 3 films.
Okay.
They use undead, they use ghoul. The term zombie only or first shows up in the I believe it's the Italian. Oh, I can't remember which one it is, but Dawn of the Dead. One of the international releases was called Zombie with an I.
Oh,
because Dawn of the Dead doesn't translate, right?
Right,
and that's the first time zombie in the George Romero franchise shows up. Now, the word zombie had been in even horror movies earlier before. One of the most famous is White Zombie.
He just didn't want to use it. He didn't want to call it. He just didn't want to. He didn't want you to hear that word in the. He felt like it takes you out of the movie to hear the word zombie.
Yes.
Until Land of the Dead, where he uses the word zombie.
Yeah. Well, and like even the show The Walking Dead, I don't even think they use the word zombie. They use walker.
It's like that in a lot of zombie movies, and that's why, like in Shaun of the Dead, when they use when they say zombie, they're like, you don't say the Z word. You know, like that's the joke. Yeah.
Yeah. One of the things I actually learned from this Criterion release is the original title of Night of the Living Dead was Night of Anubis. Where is it? Anubis. And that is the Egyptian god of death.
Right.
So George Romero was even trying to go deeper in the lore and to not give it away off the top, right?
Right.
Because obviously the title, Night of the Living Dead, you know that the dead are
What's that
walk.
about?
I don't get it.
Yeah, exactly. Night of Anubis. I'm not seeing that. That's weird.
But imagine we'd be calling this day of Anubis.
Day of Anubis.
That was just all of
God of Anubis, Land of Anubis.
Sounds like a Brendan Fraser movie.
Yeah. Yeah, and then what would Shaun of the Dead be called? Like,
oh yeah.
Yeah. Steve 3 bumped into Tom Savini on his way to Blast in the Past on Saturday.
Whoa.
Wild.
Hell yeah, dude.
Nice timing, Steve 3.
Yeah.
And even better timing because I was just going to transition into let's talk about Tom Savini.
Yeah.
Because
sometimes it all comes together.
Tom Savini is one of the greatest living special effects makeup artists to this day. I mean, just the stuff that he worked on in his early career. He did all the effects for the first Friday the 13th.
Yep.
Obviously worked on Dawn, worked on Day, Creep Show, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Yes. Yep.
One of my favorites. And his work is incredible. He has a school. He has books on how to do things. I feel like he is one of those guys that like wants to share the craft with the people that are interested in it.
Yeah. I think he's nuts, and he wants other people who are nuts to come play.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It's because he wants to learn. He wants to, like, I mean, you can watch his filmography and see how things get crazier and better, and it's like that's what he's in it for. Is he wants the next thing to be better than the last thing, and if somebody else knows something he doesn't, he wants to know it.
Totally.
What's the movie with the exploding head? Didn't he do that too?
Scanners.
I
don't know. I don't think he did Scanners.
I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, he's blown up a couple heads in his day.
Yeah, Scanners is a legendary effect because that effect was achieved with a shotgun, an actual loaded shotgun. Is how they achieved the exploding head in Scanners.
I think you told me that
because they did not want a fireball inside the head. So because the head is being exploded with brain waves, they didn't want to have fire kind of coming out as the head exploded.
No combustion from brainwaves.
Yes, exactly. They couldn't figure out how to like explode the head quickly. And so then they cleared the set, and they had one guy who, the story goes, he had the shotgun in his truck.
Yes, and you told me this exactly.
Yes, and so he's just behind the prosthetic fake head, and he just like blows it to Kingdom Come. Like,
wow.
Legendary stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, that's how effects work sometimes. Sometimes you just got to figure it out. And
Gary Zeller. Gary Zeller did that, and his team.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a classic. Tom Savini is also an actor. He shows up in a lot of the films. I think a lot of people might know him from Dusk Till Dawn.
That's it. That's what I just saw him in recently. He's in in the bar.
Yes, and he has that gun that looks like a dick and balls. Yeah. And then, famously, he has a nose that looks like a penis as well. When he turns into a vampire. Yeah.
Oh, in the movie.
Yes, yeah. No,
see.
not in real life. Not Tom Savini.
I was like, that's not very... I wouldn't bring up that feature.
When he turns into a vampire, they gave him a prosthetic nose that looks like the head of a dick. So Tom Savini has this new process that he's working on, and he brings in a bunch of people, and one of the people that he brings in and is credited as his assistant on this film is another absolute legend in the effects community, Greg Nicotero. Greg Nicotero has worked on like every single Tarantino movie. He's like the head, and even went on to direct episodes of The Walking Dead. Like he's like
big Jaws fan.
Yes, famously Greg Nicotero, and Jacob is also a massive Jaws fan and a huge Jaws collector. But you probably know this, Jacob. So Greg Nicotero knew of where one of the last remaining fiberglass.
There was only one. Yeah, so they pulled so many sharks from the original mold, and there was only one left, and a guy who owned a junkyard bought it.
Yep. Because it used to be at Universal, right?
A long time ago.
Yeah. And then they got rid
Universal.
of it.
And then somebody bought it. They put it up they put it up on like a signpost.
Yep.
Coming into their junkyard
here in Los Angeles.
And you could just see it. That's the only way you could see it, is like rotting, falling apart, and they were like, "No, we're keeping it. It's ours." But they donated it to. They either donated it or the museum. I don't know. But
from what I heard, like Greg Nicotero was like bugging this person.
Probably
to be like, let me buy this. Let me buy this. Let me restore it. This is an actual Bruce.
Yeah, it was a big thing. It was like a big thing in the community for a long time. People were like mad. They were like, he's just letting it rot, it was that kind of thing. And they bought it, and Nicotero completely renovated it and refurbished it, and now it's floating in the museum, and it's beautiful.
In the Academy Museum, directly across from your cars at the Peterson Museum.
Yes.
Yeah, just about a mile and a half from here.
That's awesome.
So if you go to the Academy Museum, you can see this full-scale Bruce, the shark from Jaws,
hanging from the ceiling.
The ceiling. That is an original fiberglass from the mold, restored by Greg Nicotero. And even more so, right now, there's a new exhibit running at the Academy that is about Jaws, and for its 50th anniversary, it's got some screen used props and some costumes, it looks like.
All kinds of stuff. I've been trying to not look at the videos and stuff because I don't want to because we're going out to check it out, and I don't want to get spoiled and see everything. But I've seen some of it, and it looks amazing.
I know.
When are you coming out?
I'll be there in 2 weeks.
We might be out. We might be out there in December. We're not
okay. Great.
100 on that, but the that exhibit's going on for like a full year. So we're going to be out there at some point.
Tom Savini was also Jenkins in Zack and Miri Make a Porno. That's the one I was thinking of that I saw recently.
Oh, man, I haven't seen that in forever.
Yeah.
I'll be in Los Angeles in, I think, like 2 weeks. And the one thing, like I'll be there for like a Back to the Future fan event stuff that's going on. But the one thing that I'm like, I need to do is I need to go to that Jaws exhibit.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to see the stuff that's in there because there's some cool stuff, Jacob, and I'm really excited to see it.
Yeah, me too. I'm ready to get out there. I'm glad it's like such a long engagement because I was going to be bummed out if I was like, all right, I have to go, in the next 2 months or something. But
no, I mean, so like Greg Nicotero, he has his hands in everything. I wrote down some other films that stuck out to me that he'd worked on. Boogie Nights, Evil Dead 2, and Army of Darkness.
Hang on, Boogie Nights, what did he do? Make the penis appliance?
I hope so. I hope
that's got to be it,
I mean,
right?
what else is there?
What else is there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I mean, there's some gunshots in it too, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. The guy kills himself at the New Year's party. You're right. And there's a big splatter on the wall.
William H. Macy. Yeah.
Yeah.
A film that I actually just revisited. Renee and I watched Seven Psychopaths. We hadn't seen it in a long time. He did all the effects. It's a Martin McDonagh film. Martin McDonagh did In Bruges. He did the most recent Banshees of Inisherin, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, which is an incredibly dark. Martin McDonagh is one of the darkest, funniest filmmakers out there. He's incredible. So Seven Psychopaths, if you haven't seen it, it's a lot of fun. Sam Rockwell, Christopher Walken, Colin Farrell.
Oh my God, that sounds great.
I would argue Seven Psychopaths is Christopher Walken's best performance.
Oh, wow. Damned.
Okay.
He is so good, funny, nuanced. I don't know. It's a really, really special performance from Christopher
He's from my
Walken.
hometown. He still lives there. We used to see him in the grocery store.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. He has a line in Seven Psychopaths that he goes, they're talking about police, and he's like, "Fuck the cops, fuck them," and it just lives. It just lives in my head. Oh man. Seven Psychopaths, so much fun. Sin
Gotta
City,
be his
Greg
cameo in Pulp
Nicotero.
Fiction for me.
Gotta
be that cameo in Pulp Fiction. He'd be damned.
It's
up his
really,
ass.
it's really good. And it's just the one scene in Pulp Fiction, but he's so memorable.
He kills it,
right?
Yeah, and we see the significance of why Bruce Willis wants that goddamn watch at the end.
Exactly. Up his ass. Sin City, Greg Nicotero worked on. Bride of Reanimator, as we were referencing. The other person that was brought on to Day of the Dead for effects is actually a close collaborator with Greg Nicotero. His name is Howard Berger. Howard Berger did also all of the Tarantino films with Nicotero. They started a company with another guy named Robert Kurtzman, who's not involved in this, called K&B Effects. Now, K&B Effects, if you want to just go down the rabbit hole of the greatest makeup, practical, special effects in modern film history, they're K&B Effects. This team has just like I was saying, all the Tarantino stuff. Every bit of blood or makeup or gag that you see in a Tarantino film is this K&B Effects crew, and they just dominate. They are the go-to for effects in Hollywood, in my opinion.
Oh man, I shot Marvin in the face.
Yeah, I feel like as long as I've been watching movies, it's you hear K&B over and over and over. It's always there.
Yeah. Howard Berger also did all of the makeup effects on the Orville, the Seth MacFarlane Star Trek show. I love that show, and that is an example of the makeup on this show should not be as good as it is, right? This is a comedy show. Yes, it's a great show, but the aliens
had a big budget though too. That was expensive to produce.
Oh, of course, and they have Howard Berger, who is one of the best in the game,
right?
Doing all of their alien.
Doing television.
Full head appliances for some one of the main characters is what I can't remember his race, but he's basically a Klingon, but in the Orville universe. So every episode he's full head appliance, full prosthetic, and it's amazing. So and The Mist, that's another one that Howard Berger worked on. One of I think one of the best movies ever made is
it's one of my favorites.
Yeah. So
making lists of things to watch again.
Those are just Tom Savini, Greg Nicotero, Howard Berger. Those are just a few of the big names involved in the effects of this movie. But my God, the the gags and the makeup and the gore in this movie are unbelievable.
Yeah, I was taken. I couldn't believe it. It was so impressive.
The way that they figured out layered fake skin and muscle and bone for the zombies to bite and rip away
with tendons and all sorts of stuff in there.
Yes, for 1985, it's still so impressive.
It is. It really is. It is. I mean, first of all, like the last half hour of that movie is, maybe the bleakest half an hour of a movie ever. And on top of that, the effects are so chilling.
Yes.
Everything looks real. For some reason, the color of the blood in Day of the Dead is unlike the color of blood in any other movie, and it's so dark and visceral looking.
Yeah.
And it's like every single kill is like, okay, let's put a finger in the eyeball, or let's rip the, everything is so hard to look at. And, it just gets,
and it
gets
one
worse
after
worse
another.
worse.
Yes.
And George Romero didn't even that was all Tom Savini.
Yes.
Like Tom Savini was like, hey, I think I could make, he was like, hey, let's cut a head off in half or something.
Yes.
And George Romero was just like, okay. He didn't
How do we
care.
shoot it?
I think he just had it written like, well, they die.
Yeah.
The zombies get them.
Yeah.
But they were just
like, how about they pull them apart limb by limb?
Exactly. Yeah. And those movies also, like, when I saw Night of the Living Dead for the first time, I was a kid. I was probably in middle school, very young, and I watched Dawn and Day very quickly after. I was like, I have to know everything about this movie.
Yeah.
Oh, there's more, and they just get worse and worse as far as the gore goes.
Yeah.
Holy
and I mean,
moly.
there's stuff even in Dawn where as a kid you're just like, nope. But Day is insane. Like the deaths at the end of Day are. I rewatched this. I've seen this movie many times, but I rewatched it yesterday during the day, and I was like, I gotta fucking go to Target after I get done. Like I have to get out. I have to light a candle or something.
Yes, that happened to me today. I was like, I gotta go get in the sunshine.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's true. Like the end of this movie is so incredibly violent, and just bleak is the right word, Jacob, because you're like, not only is it like a high tension situation where we're watching our heroes try to escape after they've been forced into this like cave full of zombies, but now we're like watching, we're watching the characters that we hate get ripped apart, but it is still like, it's brutal. Brutal.
I mean, Rhodes, like, you throughout the film, Rhodes is one of those characters that, like, I love when he's on screen because he's like, he's first of all, Joe is a good actor, and the character is like, you just want to watch what he's going to do and say, but he's you hate him more than anything.
Yeah.
And there's like a little bit of comedy when he opens that door and all the zombies are there, and it's like a close-up shot of just him screaming like a girl, and you're like, oh, not such a tough guy now. But even like he's getting ripped apart, and you're like, okay, this is how the last handful of people maybe on planet Earth, this is how they die. And that's just like an awful thought.
Yeah. And his death is incredibly iconic. He has the famous line where as his bottom half has been ripped away from him and the zombie is digging in his guts, as he's dying, he says, choke on him, which I believe was kind of his add to it, because he wanted to say something. There wasn't anything in the script, and he just felt that Rhodes would say something in that moment. And
that's funny. I couldn't figure out what he was saying. He was saying choke on him?
Choke on him.
Got it.
Yeah. And like, it's a really good effect.
Oh my God! Well, first of all, he did such a good job of keeping the real head and the fake body. Like, they did that a couple times that were so convincing.
Yeah,
so convincing. You're like, they just killed that guy gruesomely.
Yeah. And as Jacob just alluded to, those are real pig intestines that they're pulling out. And in fact,
fantastic.
Those are the only set of pig intestines they had for the production.
Oh my God!
So all 3 gut gags. So the zombie on the table when it tries to get up and all the guts fell out.
That was gruesome. splat to the floor.
The dream sequence.
When Sarah has the dream and Miguel's guts fall out, and then when Rhodes dies, that is the same set of pig intestines that they kept putting in a 5-gallon bucket and then throwing in the fridge.
Yeah.
Well, at least they did that.
Well, apparently the story goes that when they got to filming Rhodes' death, the fridge had been unplugged.
Oh my God.
Not working.
They left set for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, like
I'm gonna
fridge.
I can already I can smell it. I can smell
There's footage. I mean, there's behind the scenes footage of them filming that scene, and as soon as they go cut, everybody starts gagging. Like everybody gets up. They put a mask on Joe so because he can't go anywhere, and you could just see him being like, "Please."
And so one of the great things about that is in that footage you can see a zombie actor as soon as they yell cut starts like waving their hands in front of Joe's face to try to clear the stinky air because he's retching, right? Like
oh my God.
Like it's bad.
Have you seen that, Brandon? Have you seen that documentary? Like what copies of this do you own on Blu-ray?
I only have this DVD copy. This is the only one I've ever had.
Does that have the I have that one too right here. Does that have like the documentaries on it?
This has Many Days of the Dead, a 39-minute documentary.
So it might be in that actually, but there's in this I got the Arrow version, and this has got like a couple documentaries, but there's one that's like all about the special effects, and it's got all that footage of all that behind the scenes footage with the meat and the intestines. And all that.
This is a fantastic documentary, Fantastic Flesh. Oh,
mine's signed yours? By the way, George Romero.
Oh, whoa,
very cool.
Yeah,
to you,
it's fading a little bit, and it bums me. But I met him at a convention like in 2006 or 7, and I was like, I'm bringing my copy of Day of the Dead.
Yeah. Well, and Day of the Dead was his favorite of the trilogy. He said.
Which is great.
This is a fantastic documentary, Fantastic Flesh. This is also signed by Tom Savini. But it has interviews with not only people like we've talked about, but also filmmakers: Quentin Tarantino, Wes Craven, Robert Rodriguez, George Romero, Frank Darabont, John Carpenter, Mick Garris, Eli Roth. So
I'm gonna have to.
Darabont fit into this mix.
The Mist.
Oh my God.
Yeah, director of The Mist.
Got it.
And Frank Darabont also was like the Walking Dead showrunner for like the first season.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I think this is pre-Walking Dead though. This documentary.
Yeah.
But highly recommend.
It's Green Mile. It's Shawshank, right? Same Frank Darabont.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Where were we?
We're talking about guts.
Oh yeah.
Pig guts.
Oh, actually, before I forget, one of the cool things is, all of these movies we're talking about, they're celebrating their 40th anniversary this year. Yeah. So much stuff is just happening. Are you turning? Do you say same?
I was born in 1985.
Oh,
I am 40, but I am 40, but I was born in this year. Yeah.
Cool.
Well, it's I'll just so you're not confused, Jay. This is not actually Jacob's birthday, but if you're a Toy Anxiety fan, happy birthday, Jacob. Jacob celebrates his birthday all year long.
I don't even remember the origin of this. Honestly, it's just people started telling me happy birthday every year, and now at conventions people yell happy birthday at me. And I'm just like,
every day,
okay.
Every week on the live stream, people tell him happy birthday. It's Jacob's birthday every day.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Jacob.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
But so with it being the 40th anniversary of all of these films, so many re-releases, remasters are all happening. Mm-hmm. And Scream Factory / Shout Factory, who make some of my favorite physical media releases, they have redone they've rescanned the negative of Day of the Dead. And they are putting out a 4K version of Day of the Dead. It doesn't have a release date yet, but
I just got so nervous to watch the end of this movie
yeah,
in 4K.
I believe it was like maybe less than 2 weeks ago. It just had its world premiere at the Vista Theater in Los Angeles.
Yeah,
cool.
The new 4K transfer, or I guess 4K scan of Day of the Dead. So that'll be coming out. And after this, I was like, yeah, I cannot wait to get my hands on that.
Well, now I'm glad I bought it on iTunes because they'll upgrade it when it comes out.
They'll upgrade it. Yeah.
All of my Nightmare on Elm Streets just got upgraded the other day.
Yes, that box that just came out.
They're all 4K now. It used to just be the first one.
Wow.
There's
all the bonus features went up too, which is very cool.
Oh, digitally.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, because there's a new Steelbook Nightmare on Elm Street 4K set.
Yeah.
So I saw that, and then I went just randomly just to check, because sometimes iTunes just, they'll give it to you because you already bought it, and they did for all of them, and I'm so excited.
I love when they do that.
Yeah. It feels like you got something.
Yeah.
It's a freebie.
I'm so excited to to upgrade from DVD to 4K. That's going to be, and this is a good DVD. This Divamax digital video to the max. This is still a good quality DVD.
Yeah.
I watched it on my 4K TV today, and I wasn't disappointed by the video quality, but I cannot wait for a new 4K release.
I would say whatever I watched today that was on iTunes couldn't have been more than 720. It definitely wasn't 1080, and it definitely wasn't 4K.
Really?
So yeah, so it's probably similar to your DVD. I would say probably.
Probably that could be the exact transfer.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Let's talk about the score, because the guy who did the score is quite interesting, and I love this score. I think this is probably my favorite score of the trilogy, for sure. But listening or watching it today, I really like this score. It's so simple, and it's just like driving, dun 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 dun.
Yeah, I think it definitely fits it adds to the tension and the I was watching it, and when it was over, the screen, like the save screen or whatever,
like the menu,
the menu plays like 20 seconds of it over and over.
Yeah,
and I was like, I can't listen to this anymore because I won't be able to go to bed.
It almost felt like a heartbeat throughout.
Yes,
which was kind of ironic because they're dead. Yeah.
It reminds me of the Thing music a lot, because it's that same boom 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 boom. It does that a lot.
Yeah, and that the Thing score feels very much like a heartbeat.
I do.
Jacob needs 40th anniversary merch.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. And a 4K transfer.
Yeah. It's coming soon. They're expensive.
So John Harrison is the guy who did the score for Day of the Dead. And he's really interesting because he's not primarily a composer. He's actually a writer, director, producer, and he does scoring on the side. So he's basically he did the.
What do you want for $3.5 million?
Was he just friends with George Romero, or like?
Well, he's the first. He's the first AD on Day of the Dead.
Yeah. Right? So George overheard him. And said, "You get your choice of craft table.
Yeah.
Do the music."
Yeah.
See, it's 1985. He's like, George, I just bought a synthesizer.
Yeah. I like to imagine as he's doing his first AD work on the side, he's humming to himself, and George overhears it. Like, hey, that's pretty good.
That could work.
You could write that down.
That's
I like how we're rewriting the history of how this all happened.
Yeah. Well, and it's canon. It's a podcast. It's canon now.
That's true.
The other thing that he did is he wrote and directed a couple episodes of the 2000 Dune TV show, like the William Hurt version. Have you guys ever seen that?
No.
It's really good.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's Sci-Fi Channel, so the effects have a certain look to them, right? They have a certain budgetary constraint. But I think it's a really good telling of the Dune story. And then I don't know if he just has some sort of like rights to the Dune book, but he is also a producer on the new Denis Villeneuve Dune movies and the HBO show Dune Prophecy. So that to me, that sort of feels like he might have some sort of tie to the rights or something.
I hope that music shows up in the Dune TV show.
Yeah. It's just
I've never seen any of the Dune. I bought the original. Was it David Bowie?
David Lynch.
Yeah.
David
1984.
Bowie.
Yeah, David Bowie's Dune. I'd watch that.
I've seen that one.
Yeah.
I saw the first.
Atreides.
I saw the first of the new ones, and then I saw half of the second one the way they intended it to be watched on an airplane.
Yep.
Okay. Is it worth doing? I'm kind of. I don't know if I care about it or not.
That's kind of my feeling. I was like, hey, this looks cool, but do I care or know what is happening? I don't know.
Yeah. All right. On the same page.
I really love Dune. I haven't read a lot of books. I know, Jacob, you're an avid reader. But Dune is one of the books that I've actually read and thoroughly enjoyed. Mm-hmm. And I love David Lynch. I don't think his Dune version is very, very good.
Sure.
But there's a lot of other factors involved in that. And we'll cover it when we do A Blockbuster Year 1984. But I love that Dune TV show. And I really enjoy these new Dune movies.
Mm-hmm.
I believe I'm in the minority because I actually like the first Denis Villeneuve Dune movie more than the second one.
It's Timothée Chalamet, right?
Yes, he's Paul Atreides in both of the films, but I really love the first one. I'm so on the second one. It looks really good, but it's not my favorite. They made a couple of changes, or not even changes to the book, but they interpreted something that I felt was like a very big, impactful moment in the book.
Yeah,
and of just
and
like
they fucked it up. I hate when they do that, dude.
Yeah, I mean
that kills a movie adaptation for me. I know a lot of people. Some people that's not important. But I felt like that. I don't know if you guys saw The Long Walk, but I felt like that with The Long Walk.
I haven't.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, I'm a huge Star Wars fan, but I could not get over just Mark Hamill's performance in the trailer. It really turned me off from the film.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, have you read it? Have you ever read it?
No.
It's a great book. It's a really good book, and it has a really crazy ending, very powerful ending, and they don't do it.
Yeah. Well, and like in the Dune thing is it's a moment in the book that I felt was like a big powerful moment, and then it kind of just like happened, and it wasn't powerful, or it wasn't even like important in the movie.
I see.
And I was like,
they just kind of zip by it.
Yes.
And you're like, wait, guys.
You're like, wait, that's a big deal.
Yeah. It's a big deal to me.
I know. I'm not like breaking any barriers down here talking about how a movie disappointed me when adapted from a book.
Sure. Yeah.
But I really like them. I think they're cool. And Javier Bardem is really good in them. He's
Where does he work?
Sorry.
I love that. Where does he work?
Oh, he is that good in Dune 2.
Really?
Yeah, like
he blows me away. And that, and what was not Skyfall, the one after that, whatever the God damn it, the James Bond that he was in. He blew me away in both of those, No Country and the James Bond.
He's in Skyfall. Yeah, he's in Skyfall.
Oh, it is Skyfall?
Yes.
No, it's the one after, isn't it?
No, it's Skyfall. Yeah.
Okay.
It's what's with all the running?
Oh, you're right, because of M.
It's
yeah, you're right. You're right.
Exhausting.
Yes.
He's
God.
He's
such a good actor.
He's such a good actor.
Where does he work?
You know, honestly.
Now I'm adding Old Country to my list.
I'm actually one of my favorite podcasts is Blank Check with Griffin and David, and they're doing the Coen brothers right now.
Oh, it's not the Disney movie. I love that too.
No, not the Disney film
Not
Blank
that
Check.
I love that one.
I love that film too, but
those guys are great.
It has a Blank Check has like a, not the podcast but the movie has a very weird undertone to it if you watch it as an adult again.
I have watched it as an adult. What are you talking about? Because I was impressed that I still liked it.
Oh, I
Duff,
love
the
it.
VJ from MTV.
I grew up on it, but the weird storyline of like him kissing that woman, that older woman.
Duff from MTV, yeah. I guess I wanted to kiss her too. Probably that's why I liked
it. But he's a child. It's weird.
No, you're right. You're right. But he was Mr. McIntosh too. You know what I mean? So he's living this adult life. Anyway, I digress.
But yeah, so I've been thinking about No Country for Old Men too because I haven't seen it in a long time, and the Blank Check episode just came out on it, and now I'm like itching.
I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah.
Video Power Gaming has been loving this series. Thank you, Video Power Gaming. Appreciate you watching.
Thank you, Video Power Gaming. You know, these episodes go on for so long, and I look to Blank Check with Griffin and David because they do long episodes. So
they're very long.
They're very long episodes.
What's the longest we've done? Have we gone 3 hours yet? We've gone close, I think.
I think we're close. I think we did like 240 or something like that.
Okay.
And we haven't even. I mean, we've talked a little bit about the plot.
You started talking about this movie yet?
Yeah, right. What movie are we doing tonight? Did we announce it yet?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Start the show over. Let's see.
I love a long joke.
That was great because it actually let me look at my notes.
And I got to use your normal intro, which I love the music too.
The only other thing that I sort of learned, I watched one of the behind the scenes on my DVD today, and one of the things that I did learn is that George Romero worked very closely with Tom Savini on all the effects. You know, Jacob mentioned earlier that Tom Savini kind of had like free reign to come up with all these gags and effects. Like, what if we did this? What if we did this? What if we rip a guy's eyes out? What if we rip him in half? What if we bite this guy's neck? But the other thing that George Romero did that was different than how effects movies had been treated before is he looked to Tom Savini in regards to like where to place the camera. Right?
Oh,
working tightly with your effects team to allow the magic of special effects in camera tricks.
Right.
Because that's really all they are, right? Like practical effects they're sleight of hand, they're misdirection, they're magic tricks. And so to have a filmmaker actually work with your effects department and say like, well, where's the best place to film this? How should we shoot this? That was
a lot of those scenes, like, you know, end with a gag, you know.
Yeah.
So like looking at it is more of like a partnership and being like, hey, we're about to make this awesome thing together, and like getting their input. I'm sure that feels good for special effects people who are usually just told make it work from this angle
more
or
blood,
else.
Yeah.
So
you're valued a little more.
Good. Exactly.
Well, and you know, like it is a partnership. You're right, because when it comes to these zombie movies, or especially like this blood and guts, gory horror movies, like there is an element of like that's what people are coming to watch. They're expecting a certain level of violence and blood and guts, and
especially when we were younger, the kids love that shit.
Yes, and as a writer, you may be trying to get a point across in your script or comment on, society, government, politics, all that kind of stuff in these types of movies. But at the end of the day, like a big part of the audience is coming to watch a guy get ripped in half and guts and intestines spill out, right? Like,
in the theater, we're cheering at that part, right?
Yes,
we're cheering.
Exactly. And then the underlying story and opinions of the filmmaker are maybe just like seeping into you subconsciously.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. Like it's a partnership, and it has to be for it to be successful. Well, should we get into the plot of this movie? We don't have to go through all of it.
It felt very The Abyss to me, because you got your team of specialists, and then you got your military guys over here, and they're not necessarily jiving. Michael Bain.
I think at one point somebody like they're civilians. Somebody said like the military is there to protect the civilians who are scientists doing research, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
that's all exposed, though. We don't really know what's going on at first. They just land the helicopter, and they're like, anybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which
it's not until we get into the cave, right, that we find out.
Yeah. It's also like you're coming in right at the beginning of Rhodes's like reign as the leader, because Cooper, who was like he's
Major Cooper,
he has died while they're out. Like,
so he was the lead guy. I didn't realize that. I just we saw the grave, and then we found out he's not in the grave.
Yeah, Cooper. It's not something that's like focused on at all. But Cooper was the leader of the whole thing, and now that Cooper is gone, the person who's the big asshole is now in charge.
And there's a line of dialogue where they say like, well, Cooper wasn't great, but he wasn't as bad as Rhodes. Like,
got it.
Like Cooper was still like a military presence, and he's probably a bit of a hard ass, but like Rhodes,
but he was probably still doing his job. You know?
Yeah,
not threatening to kill everybody.
Yes, yeah.
So did they ever? This is only my first time ever watching this movie. I'd never seen it before.
Okay.
Did they actually cover how Cooper died? I know that we see where he is. Okay.
They don't. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
They don't even allude to like, oh yes, he was bitten and we had to kill him, or did the scientist just like, hey, we need some food for it's my experiment over here with no face.
No, I mean, maybe he just had a heart attack or something, because I think it's
never mentioned.
Yeah,
but he was the one that was just the brain and the body, right, with no face.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Dr. Logan, Frankenstein, as the
so rad. I loved his character.
Yeah.
He is doing experiments, and I think he's kind of getting to the point where he like is trying to experiment on fresher corpses.
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Actually, one of the things that I noticed in this movie is this is the first Romero movie to give us the rule that if you're bit by a zombie, you turn into a zombie. It's not a big part of the movie, but it is a fear, because there's the guy that gets bit in the neck, and then Steele shoots him and says like, I don't want to be one of them.
Yeah.
This is the first time in the series?
It is not the first time it happens, but it's kind of the first time that everybody knows that that's the deal.
Okay.
Like, in Dawn of the Dead, it happens a couple times.
But they die, right?
But they die before
it's not infection based, because the reason Dr. Sarah cuts off Miguel's arm is because of the infection.
Yeah.
Whereas for Night of the Living Dead, they explain it as radiation that is affecting the dead to come alive. And in Night of the Living Dead, if you die of natural causes,
you just come back.
Like the little girl, you just come back because of this radiation affecting the brain.
Oh, interesting.
And I think they're kind of carrying that over in Dawn of the Dead, because one of the characters in Dawn of the Dead, he gets bit. The guy
bit. Yeah,
you're right. He does get bit. But it's not expressly like
it's a little muddled. It's all a little muddled. Like you get bit, you're turning into a zombie. But they've always been weird about that, because even in like when you get to The Walking Dead, like the big revelation in season 1 was like, we're all infected, and it's like. Okay, but that causes like a weird. That just causes a weird. There's a whole thing. So it's like.
It seems like it should be vampire werewolf rules. It seems like the biting makes sense.
And that's the 28 days later is if you get any fluids from an infected person in your system, you become affected. Right? It's a literal disease. Passed on from person to person. But yeah, in this film was, I think, the first time that they had tried to combat a bite by severing Miguel's arm before the infection spread.
Brutal. And Miguel was already not having a good day.
Yeah, he was stressed, very, very stressed.
Yeah, what'd she say? You're crumbling under the weight of stress or something like that. You're cracking
not
up.
Stressed. Yeah.
He couldn't get out of the helicopter.
The machete effect is another one that is just like, it just works so well. It's like 3 setups. There's his arm is buried in the ground, and then a fake arm that she actually chops, and then they cut to his real arm out with a machete that has a hole cut in it, so she can actually push.
Savini brought that to Letterman. That's the only reason I knew how that one was done.
Oh, okay. And then the third one is the actual, his arm tucked, and then the
cauterizing the wound. We need fire. Yeah. Oh, Christ. And he's screaming in agony, both from the beginning, and then he gets re-woken up because she's burned. Oh, God, it was brutal. And it looks so real. Looks so real.
Example of, how complex it is just for a shot. She chops off his arm and burns it in the script, right? Mm-hmm. The amount of camera setups and prep work and everything, you have to be able to make sure that you're in a spot that you're filming that you can dig down into the ground, or plan accordingly, like with the
false
roads.
Floor, maybe.
Yes, exactly. With the roads being ripped in half, that's exactly how they do it. There's a false floor, and then he's tucked underneath with the fake body on top. So you have to plan for that when building your set. Yeah. You need to have access for an actor to be. So just like
and you're in a cave.
Puzzle. Yes, and the entire time you're shooting a limestone cave for 18 hours a day.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
The film opens up with that iconic dream where all the hands burst through the wall. Absolutely love that. It gets you right into it. They're trying to find survivors in Florida. I specifically wrote down, Jacob, in my notes. I went, Jacob must love that gator.
Because this gator comes down the stairs.
Gator slides down the stairs.
I do. And that, it's one of my favorite things to go see filming locations. And that has been on my list for so long, because all those buildings are it looks the same there. Those are all big. It's a bank. And
what part of Florida is it?
It's in Fort Myers, I think. It's
you said that.
5 hours. Yeah, it's like 5 hours for me, but it is on my list of I have to make a trip down here.
On Monday,
almost
I'm
thought it was
for
a
this
matte
2-month road trip. I'm gonna hit that because I got to go to Fort Myers and Naples.
Okay,
so I'll go to this town and take a picture with the yellow car.
Yeah,
I could have swore it was like a matte painting. It looks kind of fake.
It does. All the cars, they all look fake.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The era of the buildings, the color of the buildings, the perspective down the street.
I got really excited when I saw that stuff because it looked like, there's some good art direction going on here. And then we went into a cave and that was all gone.
and that was just a wild gator that the gator wranglers caught and brought to set.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's got tape on its mouth in one of the scenes. You can see when you first see it, its mouth is open. But when you see it again, it's got the tape. It's they're
probably
just
when it slides down the stairs because there's two actors walking behind it.
Yeah.
That sequence where he's yelling, "Is anybody out there?" Mm-hmm. That is sampled famously in a Gorillaz song off their first album. There's a song called M1A1, and honestly, that's probably the first. I always thought that was just the Gorillaz song, and I remember when I first saw Day of the Dead and was like, oh my God, he's literally using the first 5 minutes of this movie just as the intro to his song.
Yeah.
Do either of you guys like cars at all? Or do you ever watch car TV shows or anything?
I like movie Cars, as you know, but that's about it.
There's a TV show called Graveyard Cars, and the opening theme to that starts with, "They're coming to get you, Barbara." And I didn't know what I didn't remember that from a kid until I saw a clip of the opening of Night of the Living Dead.
Then the group, they can't find anybody, so they head to this military base. We find out, they have this elevator underground. There's zombies on the perimeter.
The zombies can't get through the barely locked fence. That bothered me. It was like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, it's the first thought that I have when I watch this movie was like, that's the fence they're keeping these zombies back away.
You
like,
can see the opening.
Reinforce that maybe.
Yeah.
Like,
there's not even a bicycle chain on it.
Yeah. And then they decide not to fill the helicopter. They have a full conversation about like, let's just fill it up now. Like, no, you're exciting them. You're exciting them. I'm like, fill the helicopter.
Fill the fucking helicopter up right this second. Yeah.
How long
the fuel
did it take?
with the fuel.
Yeah.
Keep it fueled all the time.
Yeah.
Exactly. You land.
How many helicopters do we have? How many ways out of here are there?
Exactly.
One. Keep gas in it.
I also love in the 80s the best way to show that like society has sort of crumbled and that it's like a lawless is to have a guy like growing his own marijuana plants out.
He was growing weed, right? I made a note of that. Oh, that's hilarious. Growing weed.
That's how you show like society's crumbled. Like, this is what we can do. It's 1985.
Hilarious.
Now people have them growing in their front lawns
legally.
As soon as we get down to the military base, we meet two assholes. I've only subsequently called them assholes in my notes.
Yeah.
That's Steele and his little buddy there, and their request to go and find some more some dumb fucks. They need some dumb fucks for research. Mm-hmm. And this is where we find what I think is like a really cool I guess just like idea, just like concept of like they've built this corral in the cave where one side is all of these random undead that have been trapped in the cave. Maybe they've pushed them to that side of the cave or they've just been in the cave. And in order for the
better
research,
fence though than what's upstairs.
Yeah, well, I guess they spend most of their time downstairs, so they're not too worried about it. But I love this system. I guess it must be inspired by like real like bull wrangling or like some sort of like farm based. Yes, with the two openings.
Yeah.
But they coerce the undead into this small area. They put a collar on them, or they're already wearing collars. It's kind of confusing. And essentially they clip them.
I think they put the zombies in there. Because the whole thing is
You're right.
Because Sarah looks at the log sheet and she's like, "Oh, well, this says we haven't taken any out for weeks." And he's like, "Yeah, sometimes we forget." And she's like, "Well, if we don't write it on the log sheets, we don't know how many are in there."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh, well, if they know how many are in there, then they must have put them."
Okay, so then they've already probably put the collars on them.
I guess, yeah.
And put them in the cave.
And then they latch them.
Yeah, almost like how you would like handle like a dog catcher would. So they clip onto these collars, they bring them out, they have to hold on to them. And
but they're all in this extras holding area.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Literally the extras are the zombie extras are being held back there. We've seen Miguel, he's exhausted, he's stressed, and he can't hack it, and he drops the stick, causing the zombie to run after one of the guys and steal besides like just a total asshole Stillweed. Yeah, Steele sucks. He's the worst. He's a racist, sexist, POS.
Oh, he is a racist. Yeah.
Yeah.
He utters some not cool stuff.
Yes, totally. He holds Miguel over the corral while there's another zombie in there. So, like, all of this is like, we know who the good guys are. We know who the bad guys are. Like,
very black and white.
Right. Yes, exactly. Miguel gets sedated. If you want to talk about anything, I'm just gonna breeze through this. We have our meeting, and this is where we first meet Rhodes. I don't know if he's major or colonel or whatever, but he is now the leader of this military base, and his his first thing that he does is he yells at everybody, and I mean, I guess he yells throughout the whole movie. It's kind of what he does. But
he yells everything he says.
Every line he yells.
There was like some roid rage going on with him. He definitely. That's why it reminded me of the Michael Bain from The Other Thing. He's like, he's not right in the head.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like he's very much like abusing his power.
Yeah.
You know, everybody.
But I don't even think it's on purpose. I think it's based on fear.
Yeah, of course. I mean, like, these people know, like, they're going out looking for other people. Nobody is on the radios. They say that at the beginning. They haven't heard anybody on the radio.
Yeah.
Right. How far'd you go? 100 miles up each way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They, like, you know, this is not expressly said in the movie, but, like, they might be the last people alive on the planet. Like,
yes.
you know, or
yes.
they say at one point, I think Dr. Frankenstein says he thinks the zombies, you know, outnumber people like 400,000 to 1 or something.
Yeah.
And like,
Holy moly.
you know, like if you there's some math to do there, but if that's true, there's not a lot of people left out there.
Yeah.
So you got to think like these people are their mission failed. Why are they even doing it? Why are we even still doing the mission? Like there's nobody's telling us to, but what else do? We just die in this bunker? So everybody is stressed out. Everybody is like, you know, and they know it's probably not going to end well for them. So you have everybody hates everybody.
Yeah.
They're all screaming at each other. And those parts of the movie where they're like in the, you know, he calls the meeting, they have the other meeting later.
Yeah.
Those are some of the best moments in the movie because like the writing here and the acting with all these, like, first of all, whenever a movie has a bunch of actors in it that I don't know from a ton of other things, that makes it feel more real to me because I don't have Chris Pratt, you know, or something like that. So you got all these people who feel like real people and they're just screaming at each other and saying like the worst things you could ever hear somebody say about another person or whatever. And it all and then they're in this cave and it is the most tense, like scary movie before you even have zombies as a threat.
Yeah, totally. Like they are driving themselves crazy just based on their confined nature, but also just their tension and hatred for each other because they have opposing views.
Yes.
Right? The scientists are trying to make advancements, you know, not really discover a cure, but they're trying to understand the undead. And the military
and
side
that's their
is
only hope. Their only hope is to get some knowledge on how these things operate so that we can then work. And we haven't met Bub yet, right?
No, we're about to. We're about to meet
I
Bub.
got stuff when we get to that. Okay.
Like Rhodes, I don't even really understand. I don't really know what the motivations of the military side of this. They say that like their job is to protect the scientists, and they're kind of just getting mad because they can't leave this facility, right?
Yeah.
Because
they say
the radio guy can't find anybody.
Right. That's the thing. It's like they think that they're going to go somewhere. I mean, even like when they have their other meeting, Frankenstein's like,
where are you going to go?
Where are you going to go? What's the point? What are you doing? Like, so yeah.
And he's cracking under pressure. Like he really is. I keep going back to Michael Bain in The Abyss because he's like he can't handle this. This is too big of a freaking idea for him. Maybe the other guy who, you know, is now an experiment, maybe he could understand it a little bit better. But this guy's just fear driven. Yeah. He just wants to either kill everything or leave.
And they're kind of they're reliant on the other people because John is the only pilot, so he's the only one that knows how to fly the helicopter. McDermott is the radio guy, and he's the only one that knows how to fix and use this World War II old, dry rotted equipment. So the military guys, they're essentially they're the muscle, and it's almost like because they can't do anything and they're so reliant on these people, they're mad at them. Right? They're like taking out their anger on the people that actually can make a difference.
It's a classic. That's like a classic bully thing. You know what I mean? It's like that is a classic thing. The other than Rhodes, the other two guys like Steele, and I can't ever remember the other guy's name. The guy was like laughing all the time.
Yeah,
like they're idiots. They are complete idiots. There is nothing that they are useful for in this movie other than they'll do literally anything Rhodes says, even just murdering somebody.
Which actually is one of my favorite moments in the movie because it shows how gutless Rhodes actually is.
Yeah.
Is that his threat literally gutless. His threat to kill Sarah if she doesn't sit down and listen to him is immediately like, I said I'd kill you if you didn't sit down. Steele, kill her, right? Like
shoot that woman.
Yes. So he can't even do it himself. He's threatening her, but he's forcing one of his goons to actually commit the violence. So I like that. That just is like that mixed with him not saluting Bub, as we'll get to, is another one of my favorite bits. He refuses to salute Bub.
Right.
So we have that meeting. Great line from Dr. Sarah as she's leaving, where she gives the "Yes, sir. Fuck you, sir." Is just like, it's so great.
Yeah.
And then we see Dr. Logan in his lab where he's doing all of his experiments. He's talking about how he's removed all of, I guess he hasn't removed them because they're about to fall out, but he's separated all of the...
He said he did, though, but you're right. The gag works both ways.
He's separated or removed all of the internal organs, and the undead still is hungry for food, for flesh.
But he's explaining it to her. He's like, look, he's hungry, but where's it going to go?
Yeah. And he unveils the body of what we find out is Major Cooper, the major who's passed away.
And his was the opposite. He's left the brain and then took the mouth and the face and everything else.
Yes. And he's still getting involuntary reactions from him. And then we meet Bub. Bub is kind of in the background during that whole scene. But Bub is probably the most famous part from this movie.
He's my favorite character. I loved him so much.
100%. I think
him so much.
That's exactly what people take away from this movie, is the idea of actually connecting with or humanizing a zombie.
So that's what I was going to say about Dr. Frankenstein, or whatever his real name was. He's got all these physical experiments going on with these guys. Oh, I'll take this shit off. I'll take his face out and all this other crap. But then he gets into the psychological element of it all. And that's where he seemed to be making actual progress. Now, maybe Bub was special. Maybe that was the point, that he was special. But it seemed like, with these, whatever he was doing with Bub could be done to some of the other ones.
Yeah.
The undead.
And
then we get a leg up on the situation, and then the guys with the guns didn't want to hear it. Back to the abyss.
I mean, he's on to something. He definitely is on to something. He might be going about it like a little bit weird of a way. I think their whole problem is they're like, we don't have time for that. When Sarah comes in, she's like, what are we going to do? Spend 17 hours of specialized surgery on every single dead body in the
but what else do we
how is this exactly, though? It's like, if this is the thing you're getting progress from, I would say explore that, because it could lead to an understanding of what's happening or whatever.
Yeah, or just like people, like if you convert Bub, maybe he'll help convert some of his people.
Yeah. The thing about having a zombie, you kind of feel for Bub, and he literally speaks at one point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he's remembering and doing things. The concept of that, if I just hear that, I hate it. And I'm like, I don't want to fucking see a zombie. I don't want to feel bad for a zombie. I don't want to watch a movie where the zombie's like, oh, we're turning him good. I feel like that, but they do it so well in this movie. It is done in a way where it feels completely, I'm in immediately. And the guy who's playing Bub is so good at it.
Sherman Howard.
Yeah, Sherman Howard is amazing in that makeup, in the facial expression.
Yes.
Every little bit of Bub.
For not using words, he did so much.
100%. Yeah.
He talks about how he played it like a baby. That's how he came to the character.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Wide-eyed and just kind of taking it all in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't intimidated when Frankenstein would come in the room or, with the finger and all that. He just kind of would watch it instead.
Yeah.
Well, and apparently a lot of that stuff is improvised and just sort of Sherman Howard ideas that he came up with.
Wow.
It was his idea to do the headphones and the music, and he actually picked he said Beethoven. I don't know if he specifically picked Joy to the World, but that's what he thought.
Ode to Joy. It was Ode to Joy.
Ode to Joy. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Joy to the World's Christmas. Yes, Ode to Joy.
I loved that scene with the headphones.
Yeah.
When he puts the other one on and then shows him how to push the button. I loved it.
Yeah.
I love the underdog, and then my empathy meter just went through the roof when I met Bub.
Yeah.
You're already rooting for the zombies later, whenever they're eating all the bad guys anyway. So
100%. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. There's also an interview with him where he talks about whenever he grabs Dr. Frankenstein's arm and you see him get a little scared. He said that was all improvised too. He just did it in the moment, and he's like, they just acted it out and just kept going.
I mean, that's the art of it.
Yeah.
And I think that is another thing that, like, George Romero as a filmmaker is there to have a good time, there to discover, and much like working with like Tom Savini and letting him come up with stuff, he's also just letting these people come up with stuff.
Well,
it sounds like a good collaborator.
He seems like such a good, cool, chill dude, and he knows, he knows these people. He's developed relationships, and he trusts them to just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they were all smoking that really dank weed from up on the airfield.
Upstairs. Yeah. So they have their 7:00 meeting that Rhodes is called. That's where Rhodes threatens to shoot Sarah and then tries to get Steele to do it.
Ugh, what an asshole.
That's where Dr. Logan says, where will you go? Where will you go? Yeah. They're talking about the progress.
But it's like, hey, guy with gun, think it through.
Yeah.
Think it through.
Yeah.
He kind of insinuates that he wants to train the undead to behave, and kind of be like pets or not
civilize
pets,
them somehow.
Yes, yeah, and that has come through his experimentation with Bub.
And he named him Bub because his dad was Bub. Is that what he was saying? His dad was a doctor named Bub.
Yeah, a surgeon named
funny.
Bub.
That was funny back, exposition that didn't seem necessary, but it was endearing.
Yeah, it's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah has a nightmare, and that's where she sees Miguel spill his guts in her nightmare.
Yeah, she falls asleep a lot.
Yeah.
She's taking some pills.
Yeah, I think you're
true,
right.
Actually, I always just assumed that they were like Advil or something.
Well, they don't. I mean, maybe it is, but they don't. They show her go for those pills multiple times, and
I guess
they're in.
It could be like a Vicodin or something.
I was thinking it was some kind of whatever was Xanax before Xanax.
Yeah,
because she seems to be okay when everyone else is kind of losing their shit.
Yeah,
until she loses her shit.
She's been asked about it, and she's like, I don't know. She's like, I didn't write it.
Tylenol.
So maybe it is. Yeah, maybe it is just supposed to. Who knows?
Sarah goes and visits Pilot John and McDermott, the radio man, at the Ritz.
Can I ask about John for a second?
Sure.
I was going to ask earlier, but is that his real voice? Or was he putting on the accent, the Caribbean type accent for the part? I don't know that actor from anything else.
Yeah,
but he sounded to me like Mario Van Peebles from Jaws 4. He's like, Michael, I teach you how to do your hair. We got a big fish down here, man.
He does, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I believe he's doing he's just doing an accent.
Doing an accent. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was it's like cartoony.
It's a little cartoony.
Yeah, it's a little Sebastian from Little Mermaid. Yeah.
Oh shit! It is. That's really funny.
This is the only scene that I don't think I fully understand. Because John is telling her about why, he's essentially saying why are you wasting your time? Like we're in these caves where they're storing all of these films and documents. We're going to be in this cave forever. Why are you wasting your time with your research? Is that right? I this is the only I just didn't fully understand what his point was.
His point is that I mean, maybe I don't know either, but first of all, that whole speech is amazing. It's great. And he's telling her look, you can't there are things that you can't figure out. Like, why are you wasting what little time you have left?
Okay, yeah.
And you think you're going to figure out the answer to why everybody in the world just, started eating people. And he's like, we have, humans are maybe not the greatest things on the planet, and maybe this is a punishment. Maybe we're not meant to know what is happening. This is just how it is. So, why would you put all this energy upsetting yourself and dealing with roads?
Yeah.
When this is all we have is each other, and let's go fuck and let's drink and let's make babies and let's
is this the flask
get on
scene
an island
that goes to then they go to the camper and all that? Is this that scene?
Yeah.
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
They're like, let's make the best of it.
Exactly. That's all we have left. And what is important is people and the people you're with, and let's get out of here. And
she's like, I came here to get drunk.
Yeah. I love that. I love that scene because George Romero is an amazing writer, and I love horror movies. They're one of my favorite things, and a lot of them are, if you look at a lot of the other horror movies that came out in 1985, you're looking at Reanimator, Return of the Living Dead, Cat's Eye, a bunch of movies that are really fun. They're not, they're kind of silly. You're not sitting here watching monologues of these Broadway actors talking about the end of the world. And that's one of the reasons I like Day of the Dead so much, is because it is dark, it is bleak, but it's got little moments of that speech in there where that speech feels hopeful. I'm watching the darkest, scariest movie I've ever seen, but when he's talking about what civilization should be, I don't know, it feels, I'm like, oh, I'm in whatever he wants to do. I'll follow that guy. So
I mean, he seems to have the clearest head on his shoulders. Right.
And that's why, she goes in there yelling at them, and she's like, you guys are so lazy, you don't you don't lift a finger, you don't do anything.
That's right. Yeah.
And he's like, why would you?
Yeah.
Why would you? We're just trying to live. That's why they live in a little fake paradise, and they're like, this is what we got.
With the ocean backdrop and the palm tree.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things in all of these sort of post-apocalyptic, World's End kind of movies is when you find somebody who has a little corner sliced out for themselves, and they've gone out of their way to decorate it. Just the cut to the patio with the ice cream lights and the backdrop. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh yeah,
and the beach chairs and everything.
If I was in the apocalypse, that's exactly what I would do. I would have a little setup.
Well, that's how you don't go. That's the only way you don't go crazy. Situation. Agreed. You feel like you're going crazy watching this movie. You know what I mean? It's a movie. It's less than 2 hours, and before that happens, you're in a cave for 90% of it, and you feel like you might, just cry. I feel like I'm going to cry when I watch this movie, and you need that little reprieve of your little sanctuary, your little paradise, and that's why they do it, because they're like, I'm not going to let that outside world turn me into one of them. I had to stay sane in here.
It's their way to win. It's a tiny little win.
Yeah, because they specifically say that they prefer to live out here. Yes, it's a little bit more dangerous, but it's giving them the sanity, right?
Yeah, and the semblance of freedom.
Yes,
just a tiny bit.
Yeah. What I love in Dawn of the Dead, as the film progresses, their little hideaway gets like more and more decorated.
It's like a house at one point.
And then it turns into like just like a full living room with the couches and the TV, and you could just track it as they're like getting more comfortable, stealing more things from different stores in the mall.
Yeah. Oh, right. That's right.
That's great. Okay, that makes a lot more sense to me. I knew it was about like wasting time, but I appreciate that read. That's great. Then right after that is when we have our sort of first like Bub example of his actual sophistication. This is where Dr. Frankenstein gives him the razor and the toothbrush in the book, and he has memories of how these things
he knew where to put them. He knew where to. Also, in the Bub scene, very rare microphone, but there was an RCA 77DX in that scene hanging down, which is pretty cool for me.
Wow. Yeah, is that the same type of microphone then?
Same exact thing as Letterman.
Wow. Yeah. As a quick side note, Jacob, that's David Letterman's microphone that Jay stole.
Oh,
thanks for that.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yes, and Jay owns David Letterman's desk and chairs.
Here we are.
Cool. It's like an episode of Seinfeld.
Yes,
I'm sure
exactly.
I'm sure other people have said that to you, but that's
including many Seinfeld actors and writers who have been here. But yes,
that is amazing.
Yeah. So Jay does his own show on Tuesday nights, late night play set, and it's just a talk show from his house.
Love that.
From his dining room.
I would never leave that setup.
It's awesome.
I'll like call my mom, put her on speakerphone, and just act like we're interviewing her.
Hello, Mom.
The book that Bub has is Salem's Lot. Yeah, Stephen King,
book.
which I believe George Romero was going to direct a film version of it or something.
George Romero was attached to multiple. He was attached to The Long Walk at one point.
Pet Cemetery as well.
Yeah, they were buds. Creep Show. There's some little Stephen King worked on that. So yeah, that would have been cool.
God, I forgot about that too with the asteroid, the meteorite,
meteor shit.
Yeah.
Is that a real copy of Salem's Lot?
Yeah,
sure looked like it.
Do you have that book in your collection?
I have the book. I don't have that. I have like the hardcover. So Jacob is a big Stephen King fan and collector.
Oh, cool.
Over here somewhere.
Jacob is a massive collector of toys and lots physical media, books. Yeah, lots and lots of stuff. So, but I know he's a huge Stephen King fan. So
yeah, I love Stephen King. That's a good book.
Have you ever met him?
I haven't. I'd love to, but yeah.
I met him in a mall once in Connecticut.
Really?
At a Cinnabon. I swear to God.
Oh wow! I believe that. That's cool.
This is in the 90s.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Rhodes comes in with his little cronies as they're doing and I guess they're not experiments, but as Dr. Frankenstein is showing what Bub can do.
Hello, Aunt Alicia.
Yeah. Yes, he's on the phone, and then gives him an empty gun. And then this is when we find out that Bub was ex-military.
Mm-hmm.
Because he sees Rhodes in his military fatigues, and Bub gives Rhodes a salute.
Yeah,
and Rhodes refuses to salute Bub. And that's the downfall of Rhodes. That is ultimately what gets him in the end.
Yep,
is he shows
the
no
disrespect
for an ex-military Bub.
He didn't thank him for his service.
Exactly.
So he does click the he does fire
fire, but it's after he doesn't salute him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
He goes, "Oh, you didn't salute me. You must be on the other side, the other team. So I'm gonna fucking kill you."
Yeah.
Right. Excuse my language.
Dr. Frankenstein gives him a salute though. So and obviously has earned Bub's respect and trust as we find out later.
Yes. But is that the scene where it's not. Does he get his reward in that scene? Isn't that when the guy?
That's later.
That's a little bit later.
Okay.
That's a little bit later. This is just to show to humanize Bub, right? To show that some of humanity is still trapped in that undead brain.
In there.
Yes.
Yeah, whether it's at this point we've seen him not eat Dr. Frankenstein and not be violent the same way that when they pull up those undead ghouls from the cave and then attach them to the chains in the laboratory, they both go crazy and they're attacking the chains and they're reaching for people, whereas Bub is like just kind of
he's chill.
He's hanging out. He's taking it all in, and he's calm, right?
Yeah.
Oh, we were talking at the beginning, like Bub is special. There is something different about Bub.
Yep.
He's one in a million probably of something. Maybe he hasn't decayed as much. I don't know, or just some sort of like
It's a thing that's never really explored, and in the original 3 anyway. Like the movies do sort of. Or at least the next movie explores that kind of thing. The zombies are like, rallying together in Land of the Dead.
Yeah.
There's smart zombies in that. But in this film, there's no indication of why or what it is. It's just he's just got some memories in there or something. Yeah. It's almost as if he doesn't know he's a zombie, he's like still doing the thing. I don't know.
I love hearing the motivation was for him to be like a child, because that is absolutely how it was played. There's that innocence. There's a weird innocence to him.
Yeah, like he's seeing everything for the first time,
Yeah, exactly. Even though he's remembering stuff, he's taking it in like it's the first time.
Yeah. And then right after that, we're down back in the caves trying to catch some more ghouls. And it all goes wrong.
This is kind of like the beginning of the end.
Totally. The movie takes a shift here. Like it gets into a second gear because we're starting to see a bunch of deaths in a row, and some gore. But as they're bringing one of the ghouls out, the collar actually breaks, and this woman goes and bites one of the military guys on the neck. And it is a disgustingly realistic effect. Yeah, it pulls, and you can see like the
strings
bones
and guts
in there. Oh yeah. God. And then he fires his gun and kills the other guy, the other military guy, and then the second zombie that they
all applaud.
Yeah, the second zombie that was caught has also been let loose because the stick was dropped again by Miguel, I think. And then he gets attacked and he gets bit on the arm. Another big, great rip of flesh.
Big tear. Yeah.
And he takes off, right? He
just runs.
Yeah, he runs away, and Sarah chases him. And then she catches up with him right outside the Ritz, the trailer.
Yeah.
And she cuts his arm off, like we talked about.
She like hits him over the head with a rock.
Yeah,
knocks him out first to get him to the ground. Yeah.
And then just cuts his arm off. Yeah.
And then
that rock would have killed him, by the way. I mean, that was a huge rock.
That's a big rock. She hits him twice.
Yeah.
Right.
Her lifting that rock would have been hard. I mean, that was a big rock.
She would have cracked his skull. And then Rhodes and the assholes, they kind of have a standoff. And they kind of like they don't really like come, like, I don't know, they just kind of like yell at each other, and then they kind of just dissipate. Miguel's in the trailer, McDermott and Sarah sneak off to go. I guess they're trying to find medicine in the lab for Miguel.
Yeah, that's right. They need to get for the arm guy.
Yes,
right.
And then it's unveiled that Dr. Frankenstein.
That's
where it is. Right.
They
open the cooler or something, and they see the.
They're watching. He doesn't know. Dr. Frankenstein doesn't know that they're just watching it.
Oh, right? That's right.
Yeah,
and he gives them a reward. Now it's time for your reward.
They reveal the head. They take that cover off the table.
You're right. Yeah.
And it's the head of one of the guys that just died.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's
it's already still moving.
Yes, he's already taken off his head. And then I believe they find the body in the freezer.
Yeah.
They listen to his tape. And they're listening to his tape, and he's like talking to his mommy on the tape and being weird. But then is this the scene where then he starts actually feeding Bub?
Yes.
And they're watching him, and he doesn't.
We cut from that to Dr. Frankenstein with Bub, and this is the headphones and Ode to Joy.
Okay.
And this is where they have the moment where he goes to reach to grab his headphones. Bub grabs his arm.
Right.
He does well, and then Dr. Frankenstein rewards him with a bucket of meat.
We'll play with these things again tomorrow. It's time to get your reward.
Yeah.
Then, so we as the audience know that the parts are of that soldier because we saw the freezer, but Rhodes comes in with the goons, and he's like, "Where did you get that? What is that? What is that?" Yeah, and makes him show the freezer, and then Rhodes just guns Dr. Frankenstein down. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's over. He just machine guns the shit out of Frankenstein,
and
that was a bummer.
Yeah. And Rhodes just goes off the rails at this point. Like obviously he just killed a man.
Yeah.
But then he sends Sarah and McDermott out through the corral into the zombie infested section of the cave.
He's also killed the other scientist too at this point.
Oh, that's right.
Because that's when Sarah flips the hell out.
Yeah, because John's like, I'm not flying I'm not going to fly you guys out of here. So he just shoots the other guy in the head.
Yes, I don't remember that scientist's name, but the
something about the chopper can't take all of us. He goes, we're not all going.
Yeah. And then so he shoots that scientist, sends Sarah and McDermott into the zombies. Then we hear the elevator noise.
You're right.
So the goons go to check it out. And there we find Miguel is going up the elevator. He's escaped from the Ritz. He's all bandaged up, and he's on his way up to the ground level. Right after that, Bub escapes. Bub is just like playing. He's being curious. He's
just
being
gets
curious.
out. Yeah.
He's undoes his chain. Sarah and McDermott, they fight off a whole bunch of zombies. They find a board. They're smashing zombies. Then he finds that shovel, and he does that awesome bit where he slams the shovel down, decapitates, and then
very Reanimator, by the way.
Totally Reanimator.
Yeah, for sure.
But then it has that cool bit where the head is upside down and the eyes are still moving.
Oh yeah.
So
that's a prosthetic that they had animatronic eyes, because you can't hide the body.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Well, and
it was a good effect though, very good effect.
There's another. So they're really starting to play with little servos and animatronic, because there's not a lot in this movie until bits like that where the eyes are moving. That's clearly little servos. Mm-hmm. And then later, one of the kills is they rip that guy's head off. Which
and his mouth is so
one of those guys is actually Greg Sestero, not Greg Nicotero.
Yeah,
Greg Nicotero plays one of the soldiers, but young Greg Nicotero looks so different than old Greg Nicotero. It's hard to tell which bearded blonde guy.
Well, because there's also a couple of the other guys, like the guy who dies earlier in the corral section, and then they have his head. That guy also looks like Greg Nicotero.
Yeah,
like they look similar.
They're all 80s light-haired, bearded, short white guys, right?
Except for Steele and the guy that's always with Steele. It's like you can tell those guys apart.
Yes.
Everybody else just looks like they look the same.
where were we here? Oh yeah, John is able to beat up Rhodes, knock him out, and take his guns, and he heads into the cave to go and help Sarah and McDermott, and he's blasting ghouls left and right.
Yeah.
There is a gag in this section that I'm so impressed with, just based on the timing of it, because there is a in-camera shot of one of the undead getting shot in the head, and then it blows out the back. And just like the timing of the effect to show the bullet hole and the blood to then have it blow out the back of the head it's incredible. Like, just the amount of planning and practice that needs to go into that like 2-second shot, right?
I mean, this whole movie is like Tom Savini showing off. You know what I mean? It's him. It's like he said, okay, I figured some stuff out. I'm going to use this movie as my reel for the rest of my life.
This is my new resume. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and he did end up winning his second Saturn Award for this film, and the first one was Dawn of the Dead. So he won these awards back to back for his undead effects. The assholes head to the elevator. They find out that it's been completely destroyed down below. So the only they call it the hand box. So the only controls for the elevator are actually connected to the elevator, and it's what Miguel is using to go
in his hand.
up. Yeah. Yes. So there's no way for them to bring the elevator down. We cut back to John with Sarah and McDermott in the caves, just taking out ghouls. Then Miguel opens the gates above ground. We realize what he's about to do. He's going to sacrifice himself. He goes over to the elevator. He lays down and holds his hand on the button. And as 100, probably more zombies come, and they rip him apart, right?
So well.
As he's going down, and then we have this great shot of this like huge military missile silo. I don't know what it is, like elevator platform coming down, and I paused it to like see if I could count how many, and just from like what you could see, there's like 16 zombies across the front.
Yeah.
And then they're probably like 5 or 6 deep. Right. So like we're talking like 200 zombies.
You also have to imagine they're just going to be the others out there. You're just imagining that there's thousands up there.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they're just dropping into the hole.
That's what
I
wish. To be. Yeah, I wish that was happening, and that was. I wish there was a couple that kind of like fell in. That would have been a great
Titanic style.
Yes. Yeah.
Bounce off the railing.
Then Bub finds Dr. Frankenstein dead, and he remembers his friend. Bub finds the gun, and then this is where it just gets nuts. This is where that one of the soldiers gets his head ripped off in camera, and it's an animatronic head.
It's the scream that gets me.
Yes, the way it's
totally.
like dialed up.
Yeah, it goes into a register that is an unnatural register.
As like his vocal cords are ripping.
Oh. Ugh. Is that what those were? Oh my God, that's total. I thought it was like tendons and stuff, but you're right. It's like the vocal cords.
No, it must God. Yeah. And then it has an animatronic mouth, so it's like, still moving. Screaming. Yes.
As they pull it away slowly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
None of it's quick too. It's all just so slow. You see every little bit. You're right. That 4K transfer is going to be something.
And that is Tom Savini showing off. The fact that there isn't, it's not quick cuts. It's all in camera. It's all the same take, right?
Yeah. It is all drawn out. And it's just like, it's hard to imagine, any of this, or what that must, what is going through your head in your last seconds when this is how you're getting, killed. It's so awful.
It really is. The only saving grace is that these people are the scum of the earth.
Right.
So, yeah, you're happy to see him go. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like a relentless. I mean, that is that the first one? Is that
that's
guy
the first one?
Okay, so that's the first one. But then there's like 4 more, and it's they are all gradually worse.
Right after that is Steele's little right-hand man, and he's getting his eyeball ripped out.
The eyeball is that is one of the worst parts for me. That weird shot of like a finger in the eye socket. Yeah. There's no skin, and this eye is just coming out.
Yeah.
That is hard to look at.
Yeah. Yeah, especially if your eyeball's getting pulled out. It is hard to look at.
Yeah. And he's laughing, by the way. He laughs through the whole thing. He has like nervous laughter throughout the whole thing.
This is sort of a side note, but the one thing that like always has grossed me out is like fingernail stuff. Like even The Fly, like Jeff Goldblum's fingernails falling off has always gotten.
You're going to be easy to torture. Just shove the bamboo right in there.
You know what's even? You know what else is really messes me up? Is paper cuts.
Oh, that's
not
rough.
Not that you see them a lot, but the only
Jackass.
thing in I know. I was gonna say the only thing in Jackass that has ever actually like made me like squeamish, like to the point where I can't watch, is the paper cuts
with the Manila envelopes.
Man.
That's the worst.
Yes.
Was it the nose, the tongue? What was the worst one for you?
I think it's like somebody doesn't Steve-O do like the little separator on his lip?
Or he does the side. He does
like
across
the web
his...
of the fingers.
That's right. Blah.
Renee and I just rewatched Everything Everywhere All at Once again.
Oh, such a good movie.
There's a part where Kiwi Kwan, in order to doing something weird, he has to give himself paper cuts. And even that, I was like, oh, I can't watch the paper cut.
Brandon, have you ever seen Audition?
No.
Have you seen any Takashi Miike films?
No.
Oh boy, look up Audition.
Okay.
There's some rough. Oh, YouTube feed cutting out?
Yeah, it seems to cut out on YouTube for. It seems like it hit 2 hours. I don't know what the answer is to that, but we're still up on Facebook.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah. We're still recording. So.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Audition's a movie to look up. It's got some pretty weird fingernail stuff in it, and Takashi Miike is like, look him up. He's known for a certain style of Japanese horror that is sometimes fun and weird and funny, and sometimes completely unbearable to watch. There was a. Do you remember Masters of Horror? It was like on Showtime.
Yeah.
So that the whole point of that show was they got different horror directors to do episodes, and it was like an anthology type thing. And they asked Takashi Miike to do one, and then they were like, "We can't show this." And they were like, we can't put this on. We can't put this on Showtime."
I've never heard that.
It's called Imprint, and you should check that out because it's insane, and there's some crazy stuff in it.
Sorry, I'm just trying to share this Facebook link to the chat as well.
Oh, you're the best.
We've just had, I don't know what happens. Every so often, we have these glitches with YouTube.
Yeah, I can't explain it. It always seems to be YouTube because it stays live on the Facebook.
It stays live on Facebook, and obviously, like, we're still recording, so this video will go up after the fact.
Right, it will be,
exactly. I'll do, as soon as the show's over, I'll upload it.
Yeah. That sounds. I definitely would check those out. I have season 1 of Master of Horror.
Yeah.
I've only seen Cigarette Burns, the John Carpenter one.
There's some very good ones. There's some, with any of those kind of long running anthology shows, some are just like a snooze fest, but Cigarette Burns is pretty good. But Imprint was Takashi Miike's version. Yeah. And I don't know if it was included with any of the seasons, but it is like, I own it, and it is like Masters of Horror Imprint. And it's even like, because his didn't air, the episode's a little bit longer, so it's basically like you're just watching a movie.
Yeah. Definitely check that out. Where were we? Okay, Bub is chasing Steele. Bub's got a gun. Honestly, the only death that kind of was like not as satisfying, he just takes his own life, but he's the worst of the worst.
That's my one nitpick is every time I watch the movie, I wish he's out of bullets. I'm like, that to me would be so much more satisfying.
Totally. That is such a great idea.
Is if he tries, but he's out of bullets, and then
they just rip him apart.
Oh, that would have been so
awesome. Because that's the easy way. Like, suicide's horrible and it's terrifying, but like in this situation, that is the easy way out, and he doesn't deserve the easy way out.
No, totally. Like he is the worst person. Because not only is he like going along with what Rhodes says, but he's also like just saying disgusting things and doing disgusting things.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with that. Like it's the only thing that I go
would have
like
been killer.
It's not as like satisfying as an audience to like have him go out that way. But that's a great idea. Yeah. Let's do Day of the Dead. Let's do another remake.
Keep everything the same except that.
Except that one moment. They start climbing up a big ladder. Sarah, John, and McDermott. They have to fight off a couple zombies. And then...
is Rhodes dead already?
No, Bub is chasing Rhodes now.
Still chasing him. Okay.
Yes.
Because we have one more salute coming up, don't we?
Yes. Yeah. Rhodes is looking for artillery, so he finds a couple of guns and some magazines.
Right.
And he's running down the hallway, and that's when Bub comes around the corner and shoots at him, or does he salute actually?
Well, the salute happens
after. Oh, that's
after yes.
So Bub is
more of a
chasing him in the
sign-off.
hallway. Exactly, shoots at him, which causes Rhodes to fumble and drop his ammunition.
He shoots him. I think he hits him in the shoulder. Maybe he gets him in the leg or something.
Yeah, I think some sort of upper body. Yeah. And then he goes around that corner. And then Bub comes and shoots Rhodes a couple more times. Or no, does he open the door? He opens the door, has that great moment, the close up of his expression, and the hands are there, and then he turns around and Bub is at the end of the hallway.
That's when he shoots.
Blasts him a couple of times, and then he falls. Rhodes falls back into the zombies, down on the ground. They completely, rip him in two, and then that's when we get the Bub.
It's like, I bet you wish you saluted me, you son of a bitch.
Yeah. And it's so great. Like
it's so great.
The
couldn't be more satisfying.
Bub, is so good. Yep. Choke on him. And then we have this like montage of the zombies just mowing down.
Yeah. This is gross.
Yeah, it's nasty.
It is, especially with what you guys told me about what's going on in that scene and when they were shooting it with the pig guts and everything.
Yeah.
It's way grosser.
And if you watch that, like they're grabbing and putting stuff in their mouth.
It's going in their mouth.
So that's quite gross.
There's every different type of meat and fake whatever in that, because there's so much meat in that.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And then Sarah McDermott and John make it to the ground level, and John says, "I hope they filled up the helicopter."
Yeah,
which I guess is funny, but it's also like, what? Like it should be full. It should have just filled it up.
But they may as well have said, "Oh, don't forget my weed."
Yes. And then this is the only other part of the movie that I'm not a big fan of is the lack of an ending, because as they approach the helicopter, Sarah opens the door and there is a jump scare of a zombie.
Yep.
And it smash cuts to her on the beach.
The helicopter's landed. We're somewhere else.
John is fishing. And then she takes her art supplies out of her bag and draws the scene.
There's the little allusion to the beginning with the calendar, and it's supposed to be like, when you see that calendar at the beginning, it is you see it and you're like, there another day under here with all these people, and then when you see the calendar at the end, you're like, it is definitely in more of a hopeful light. It's like, hey, here's another day out. It's another day up here.
I like where they picked too was kind of, they're kind of on the beach, almost like the fake backdrop in the Ritz. Yeah. Like, oh, now we are really here.
Yeah.
Even if we're all going to die tomorrow, this is a better place to end.
Yeah. And at the very beginning of the movie, it is a dream, but we see that calendar in the room, and it's October, and all the days are X'd. So are we assuming that it's like Halloween? Is it October 31st when the movie starts? And now we're November,
so it takes place over
November
4 days,
4th?
basically? Or 3 days?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
But I don't know. How do you guys feel? Like it's the only thing that like I just don't.
Yeah, I felt like they ran out of time or money at the end. It felt like, oh, we could have used one more scene or something.
Yeah, that's definitely possible. I get that, and I anytime you're doing your research into this movie, you see that a lot of people have an issue with the ending.
The ending didn't need the jump scare in the helicopter, maybe? Like maybe that was too much?
Yeah, well, because it's like a weird.
That...
It feels like maybe he wanted you to think that they don't make it either, but then maybe there was some issue with the editing, so it's a little weird and it happens too quick. I think that whole ending with them in on the island or whatever, it is done in such a short amount of time that I know it's supposed to be hopeful, and you're supposed to. I mean, I'm happy for them. Like, I love those characters. But everything that happened before is so dark. And it happens over the length of hours. And it is so rough to watch. And it hurts so much. And the ending is so quick that I don't have time to feel hopeful. Like, none of them getting out. Right. And being on the island, anytime I have ever seen this movie, when it's over, I don't feel like, yay.
There's no resolve.
It is. I'm still in this mode where I'm like, I gotta call my mom. Like, this movie's just so. But it also doesn't bother me. I love the movie so much. Like, I think if maybe other parts in the movie were a little less, then maybe I would have a bigger issue with the end. Yeah. But I think the movie from start to that point is so good, and I'm so into it that I don't care that the ending is a little lackluster, because the finale is the death of all those people. That's the ending. Yeah. This is just kind of your like, we got to know what happens to our heroes. So yeah.
I'm glad to hear you guys say that, because I kind of felt like I was missing something. I thought maybe, it tied into the beginning, and it's actually brilliant, but I didn't get it, is what I thought.
Right. Yeah. I think it's just the attempt at a jump scare smash cut. I think that's actually the thing that I feel like I'm missing something. Even if it was like a 10-second like struggle, and then Sarah pushes them down and shoots one more, and then they get on the helicopter and fly away, I feel a little bit.
It also doesn't make sense. Like, she wasn't sleeping; she was getting on the helicopter. Like, when did she fall asleep? Like, I don't get it.
Is the whole thing
if she's
a dream?
Just sleeping on the beach, then when did this? I thought the whole thing was going to be a dream, because it seemed like, she woke up in the beginning, and then the whole thing, who shot JR? I didn't know what the hell was going on.
I think what George Romero was maybe thinking was like, hey, the movie opened on a nightmare. And the movie opens on the nightmare. We see the calendar, and then you see that maybe the life she's actually living is worse than the nightmare. And then I think maybe he was like, "Whoa, what if I also ended on a nightmare, but instead of the reality being awful, it's good?" But then maybe he just didn't. Maybe he's just the editing wasn't successful, and it turned out maybe a little weird. I don't know if there's anything out there of him talking about that ending, but it feels like he maybe had a really great idea, and just the follow through didn't carry it.
Yeah, or I wonder if there was a whole thing where there was a struggle or whatever, and then they cut it in editorial.
Yeah,
maybe, and then made it a dream, because that was someone's idea, maybe his. You're right. I would love to know what the story is behind those choices, because it seems odd and disjointed from the rest of the film.
Yeah. I agree with that.
But yeah, that's it. That's Day of the Dead. I mean, that's the whole thing.
And this has been.
Well, we still got a couple more things to do. We can do them real quick. So the film comes out July 19th, 1985 to wide release. Sadly, it debuts at number 11. It only played in theaters for like 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And off of a $3.5 million budget, it only made $5 million domestically, and it did make $28 million internationally. So it's about a $30 million. So it did make its money, but back to the beginning, what we were talking about, comparatively, it is the least successful of the trilogy, right? Night of the Living Dead is 100,000 to 30 million. Dawn of the Dead is 1.5 million to 55 million. And Day of the Dead is 3.5 million to $34 million.
I wonder if they got the $7 million and made the movie he wanted to make, if it would have been better or if it would have just been too self-indulgent.
I don't think so, because at the time, critics did not like this movie because they already thought there was too much talking in it.
Well, it's partly because Dawn of the Dead is so fun. Yeah. Dawn of the Dead is a good movie, and it is so much of that movie you're smiling, you know?
Yeah.
It isn't as bleak. You don't have as many long monologues. It's like people living out a thing that everybody wants to do. You're living in a mall, stealing and taking all of the stuff and building a little hideaway. Yeah. And they're having, the music is fun. You're having fun when they kill the zombies in that movie. Yeah. So people are expecting that kind of thing. And then they get the scariest thing in George Romero's brain. And like, that's
so
partly,
dark. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's partly why I like Day better. Is like a lot of movies don't have a lot of directors, I don't want to say they don't have the courage, because that sounds demeaning, but like, if you're spending all this time, money, and energy to make a movie, there's not a lot of the directors that are like, well, I want to make something that makes everybody depressed. It's really scary. I want to give everybody nightmares. I want to make the grossest thing. So like, sometimes when movies do that, I like that. It's like, oh, whoa, these people, they went there, and Day of the Dead fucking goes there. So, but critics were expecting Dawn of the Dead, and then there's also like you were saying, there was the whole problem with the advertising and whatever.
Yeah,
and it also, and like I was saying earlier, it also came out in a year where, so it's like everything was fun.
Yeah, it came out the same month as Back to the Future. Back to the Future came out on
insane.
July 3rd, 1985. Day of the Dead came out July 19th.
You're cursed. I mean, what could you possibly do?
I mean, imagine that double feature and seeing both of those movies for the first time. So I'm gonna go to the movies this Friday and see Back to the Future and Day of the Dead. That's insane.
So
God, can you imagine?
So like I had mentioned, Day of the Dead opened up number 11. So here is the previous 10 of that week: Back to the Future, Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome, Cocoon, Silverado, Rambo: First Blood Part 2, The Man with One Red Shoe, the Tom Hanks movie.
Oh my God, I love that movie.
Pale Rider, Clint Eastwood. St. Elmo's Fire has Emilio Estevez in it. Explorers, the Joe Dante film we just covered. And then The Emerald Forest, and then Day of the Dead. So it opens up at number 11 with all of those other films in theaters. And then people still also have the choice of Fletch, Beverly Hills Cop, A View to a Kill, James Bond, Return to Oz, Red Sonja. These are all still Amadeus. These are all still in theaters. Like it's crazy, the movies that were in theaters around this time.
Dude, 1985. I mean, clearly, you guys picked this year for a reason, but
it was a blockbuster year, you guys.
It was. I went to a drive-in. Have you guys ever heard of the Mahoning drive-in?
No.
It's just like a famous drive-in that's still going. It's it's in Pennsylvania, and they do a lot of horror movies and stuff. And every year they do something called Zombie Fest.
Yeah.
Where it's 3 nights, and each night they show 3 movies back to back. And I went one year, and Saturday night was all 3 1985 movies. It was Day of the Dead, Return of the Living Dead, and Reanimator back to back at a drive-in. It was amazing.
What a night.
Yeah.
So you like Reanimator too?
I love Reanimator.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, it's so much fun.
Thanks to everybody for watching the Sean Clark episode with Reanimator, by the way. That's getting a lot of traction, that episode.
Nice. Siskel and Ebert did not like this movie. They both gave it thumbs down. Ebert said it was overacted and talky, but he liked Dawn of the Dead. So again, to your point, he was expecting probably something more akin to Dawn of the Dead and not the bleak, depressing, dark, yelling, violent nature that Day of the Dead is. And
unlike Siskel, he's like a little more warm to the campy stuff.
Yeah.
But Siskel hates violence.
Yeah.
He liked Reanimator because the comedy sort of undercut the violence, and that's what he talks about. But he
get a job at a sideshow.
Yeah. Siskel does not like blood and guts for blood and guts sake. Yeah. He really didn't like this movie. So they both gave it thumbs down. The only thing that I forgot to mention, which I learned, was George Romero is obviously so popular in Pittsburgh making these successful zombie movies that when people found out that he was doing another zombie movie, everybody in the area was so excited to get to be a zombie in Day of the Dead.
Go be an
extra. And they had so many people wanting to be these extras. And apparently the extras got paid $1 and got a George Romero autograph. That's what they got paid with.
And a hat.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then they actually had problems when they were in Florida at what was it? Fort Myers.
Fort Myers.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Fort Myers. They had problems with their extras because they weren't Pittsburgh locals, George Romero like super fans, local hero type stuff. They were having problems with the extras like not taking it seriously and laughing and ruining takes. That it was just like, okay, like we need to use Pittsburgh people because these are the only people that actually could give it the respect that it deserves.
Hilarious.
So the last thing I like to do on here, Jacob, is I know you're a fan of Letterboxd because we follow each other on Letterboxd.
Yeah.
And you are a person that actually uses the app, which I love. So you log movies, you review movies. One of my favorite things is I love reading people's reviews. And so these are a few reviews that I pulled from Letterboxd that I'd like to read. Brian says, sometimes you just want to hang out with less people and more bubs. 4 stars.
Oh, man. True.
What is this one? Darcy says, it was a bad idea to eat smoked salmon during this. 4 stars. Tyler says, I like the part where Joe Pilato yells. 3.5 stars.
the part. That's funny. I'm assuming that was Rhodes.
Yes, that is Rhodes. Yes. Joe Pilato plays Rhodes. Casey says, the soldiers were so racist they made up slurs for zombies. 3.5 stars.
Hilarious.
And then Mark, lastly here, says, this is a film where a zombie shoots a dude, and honestly, I think that's pretty rad. 3.5 stars.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
good picks.
Thank you. I loved the guys were so racist that they came up with slurs for zombies. That one made me laugh out loud.
Yeah.
Well,
they were though. I don't like that they said what they said, but it also showed how goddamn despicable they were.
They call them pus bags. I was like, that's pretty.
No, I know, but they said some stuff about the pilot too.
Oh no, yes, the real slurs, yes, are gross, but their slurs for zombies were inventive and funny. Yeah. Any other thoughts on George A. Romero's Day of the Dead, Jacob? Jay?
Man, I just think like this movie, along with Dawn and Night, I think these are important films in the history of horror and especially for zombie films.
Yeah.
But I just love that you can watch these three movies. They all have sort of different tones.
Yeah.
They all take certain aspects seriously and then certain aspects very non-seriously. But you can tell they're made by the same guy. They clearly can be watched as a linear story. And I just think and I just think all three of them are great. Like if I would, these are all three 5-star films for me. I think Day of the Dead's the best out of the three. It's Day of the Dead is probably not the most important out of the three, and I think most people would place it second or third out of the three. But I think it's the best. It is clearly the darkest. If anybody ever asks me for a depressing movie or a gross movie, I tell them Day of the Dead because it's all of those things. There's not. I've seen a lot of really weird, gross movies. This is up there. It is like. And it is sort of a mainstream, everybody knows what Night of the Living Dead is. Like, even if you don't know, there are others out there. Everybody knows Night of the Living Dead. So I love that this is a movie that some people don't know about. And you can be like, okay, well, if you've seen that, go watch this.
Yeah, there's this one. Yeah.
Yeah. I love these films. I love all three of them. And, even the Romero films that came after, like, they aren't great. But Land of the Dead is worth a watch just for the weirdness. And it also has a lot of aspects in it that were supposed to be in this. And it's partly the reason.
That's right.
It's partly the reason I'm glad he was forced to pare the movie down, because Land of the Dead is crazy. There's like wild stuff happening in that. And I think like having to come up, he wrote the script for this in 2 weeks after he had to go and change it. The script that became the script, he wrote that in 2 weeks. And it was this like magic of having to do that, getting your budget cut in half, bringing in Tom Savini and all of these actors that made a really weird, amazing, very rad film.
Yeah.
And I just don't think we would have had that if they would have been like, here's all the money you want. So, I love this. This is a highly recommend film for me.
That's very well said. I loved everything that you said. You sort of alluded to the last thing that we do here is we give these stars a rating out of 5 stars, like on Letterboxd.
Okay,
what is your star rating? Is it?
This is a 5-star rating for me on Letterboxd. And I don't give out 5 stars to everything.
Yeah.
I think I'm notoriously like rate things kind of low.
Yeah.
But this is 5 stars for me.
Yeah. No, that's great.
Yeah.
Jay, do you have a star rating?
Of course I do, Brandon.
Yeah, what do you got?
I do not feel the same way. This is not a genre I like. I do not like zombie movies. I don't get them. They're not for me.
Yeah.
I wasn't looking forward to watching this. If I were the Academy and we were deciding of these 5 movies which one deserves the award, I would definitely give it to this one for special effects for sure. I think that part of the movie was like through the roof good. Like I couldn't believe some of the stuff I was seeing when it came to the special effects. So Tom Savini, in my opinion, should win the Oscar for special effects. I found this movie to not be good in any way, shape, or form. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't think the acting was good. I didn't think the story was good. I felt like there were holes all over the place. I still do, even though I enjoyed our conversation. But I will say this. There have been a number of these movies where I don't enjoy watching them. I don't enjoy making the notes, but I know that when we talk about them, I will learn more. I will enjoy the conversation, and that is definitely true here tonight. I love everything Jacob brought to this, and I love your enthusiasm for the movie and the genre and George Romero, Brandon. But I don't share it. This is 2 stars, and I'm being very generous for the type of, but it's because of me and the type of movie I like. I would give it 1 star if it weren't for all of the good amazing special effects that were in it. And for 1985 is what I really go to with how good the special effects were. Like, to do some of that stuff today, like, oh sure, yeah, we've seen it and this is what's expected. But back then it was very, very impressive. But as a movie, no, I don't think it was good in any way, shape, or form. I think there's holes all over the place, and it didn't end well at all, which is the biggest mistake you can make with a movie. If the audience isn't leaving, you could have a shitty movie, but if you wrap it up real tight with a good song or something like that, where they're leaving the theater going like, wow.
Where they're whistling.
Yeah, kind of, and then you've got them. This didn't do that, and I wonder why. I would like to learn. This is the weird part. I didn't like it, yet I'm still intrigued to learn more about it, which is weird. Right. But no, for me, it's 2 stars, and I'm being generous. I don't know if I'll see it again. Although not at the 4K, I'm going to want to watch those blood and guts again.
You're going to see that. Have you seen Dawn?
Maybe it'll
get
under my
skin.
One? Say it again.
Yeah. Have you seen the second one? Have you seen Dawn?
Yeah, but not in a long time. Yeah. But I remember liking that one with the mall and all of that stuff. I just like everything you said before. As a kid, it was like, oh, I want to spend the night in the mall. I want to take all that stuff and build a fort. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah. Here's the interesting thing. When I rewatched all 3 of them, I went in going, "Oh, Dawn's my favorite," but it actually it dropped a star for me because I had logged it on Letterboxd at a star rating, and then when I went to go and log it again, I was like, I don't know if it. So I love Dawn. I love all 3 of these movies very much.
Yeah. I do feel like I need to watch them again.
But Dawn did not hit as well as Night blew me away because I had never seen it as clear and crisp. And then
you did them in order, right?
I did them in chronological.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, okay.
And then Dawn was
maybe
really
I should have done
that.
Maybe I should have done what you did and watched them all, so I would have had the complete story because I just felt like I was missing a lot.
And it's not so much a story as like
again, a through
back
line.
to the beginning of just like the feat of George Romero making this $100,000 indie movie and then getting to make these films subsequently, and the advancement of the technology of the special effects, the inclusion of Tom Savini, all that kind of stuff. Like it did. Day of the Dead did kind of like re-excite me, even though it is such a dark, depressing, bleak movie. But I was like, God. So for me, Day of the Dead is 4 stars and a heart for me on Letterboxd. Yeah. But Dawn, like I had mentioned, was my last log was 4 stars, and I dropped it down to 3 and a heart. But it didn't hit the same for me. Whereas Day of the Dead, I understand the criticism of the acting. I understand even Ebert says like they're yelling the whole time and there's nowhere to go. If you start yelling, there's nowhere for your character to go. Yeah,
exactly. There's also a couple times when I rewatched it this time. I've seen this movie many times, but when I rewatched it this time, there are a few times, even though I think Sarah and especially when John is giving that speech, I think the acting is very good there.
I think,
but there are moments. I agree with you. There are definitely moments.
Yeah, I think they're the best actors.
But there are times where I'm watching this and we're in a tense scene, and maybe I'm like, "Oh my God, these people are crazy." But there are a couple times where I laugh at the performance. You know what I mean? Like there'll be a certain line read where I'm just like, "Oh, that's the take we took." Okay, so like I get that, and I give it 5 stars, like in spite of some of the stuff that I can look at and see doesn't quite hold up as much. But
I will also say this: I liked it more than I thought I would. Like there was more to like in it than I expected, so I enjoyed the experience more than I anticipated. Yeah, I just as a movie, I don't think it's very good.
Yeah. I mean, I had as dark as it is, I had fun watching it.
Yeah.
But
I had more fun talking about it with you guys.
Yeah.
And learning more about it than I knew from my viewing.
One of the other interesting things I think that should be pointed out is this 1990 version of Night of the Living Dead.
Oh yeah.
This is a remake of the original, but it's directed by Tom Savini. So
right.
I have not seen this movie in a very long time, but I remember when I saw this, I loved this movie. I did not get a chance to rewatch it yet because this wasn't a Night of the Living Dead episode.
Yeah.
But this is my next watch because I'm looking forward to revisiting this Tom Savini version.
So it gets an honorable mention.
Yeah. I rewatched that recently. I like that movie. I think it's very good, and he does a very good job in that film. It's one of the things that's great in Data is the tension and the craziness that happens inside of like two little rooms.
Yeah.
There is chaos happening in that remake of Night of the Living Dead. You know, the ending is a little different, and I don't think the ending is quite as powerful. I don't think the ending is as powerful as the original ending.
Yeah.
But this ending was George Romero's original ending before he changed it, and that's why he did it. He was like, "Well, let me do something a little different," and he kind of based it on another version of the script.
Okay.
So it's still like a George Romero thing. He wanted to do something a little different. Yeah. So I don't mind the changes in it that much. I think it's a pretty good movie.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to revisiting it because it's probably been like 15 years since I've seen it.
Yeah, and it's Tom Savini, so all the zombie stuff's cool.
Yeah,
and I am a fan of his.
Yeah. I think we did it.
Yeah.
What are we doing next week, Brandon?
Oh yeah, of course. So as beginning of the show, we were talking about Creepshow. I had mentioned the artist Bernie Wrightson. His connection to our next film is it is based off of a Stephen King, what do you call it? A novella, short story?
Yeah, it was a novella.
Yeah, and it is Cycle of the Werewolf, which was turned into the 1985 film Silver Bullet. Spoiler alert, I love this movie. I can't wait to tell a story about this movie on next week's episode. But yeah, so this is Stephen King's Silver Bullet, adapted from the novella Cycle of the Werewolf. And actually, Jacob, you have a connection to this because I remember a long time ago, you had posted this Bernie Wrightson art of a werewolf ripping off a police officer's face.
Yeah.
And I messaged you and I was like, oh my God, what is that? I was so taken by this artwork. It was so, and you were like, that's Cycle of the Werewolf, man.
Yeah.
And I didn't own the book. I'd never found it. So I went and I ordered it from my local bookstore, got it in, and I'd read Cycle of the Werewolf for the first time after that. And all that Bernie Wrightson artwork it's
great.
Unbelievable.
The art is killer. We did for YHS. I don't know if you'll have to let me know if you were a listener back then, because this was a couple years ago.
I was, yes.
Were you? Yeah, when we did the
audiobook?
We did the entire audiobook.
Yeah, you read Cycle of the Werewolf, right?
Yeah. I did it and then did like a full sound effects and music and everything. It took forever.
Yeah. Is that on your Patreon or is that?
Well, I think it might be. It might be in the feed. It might just be in the because it wasn't behind a paywall. We did it for Halloween and we just released a chapter a day. So I think it might still be in the feed. We did throw it all together and we had it on YouTube for a while. Yeah. It was on YouTube for a couple of years, but they got us. They were like, "Hey, Stephen King says this has to come down." So it came down, but I think it is in the. I think you should be able to just search for it in the in the Spotify or something.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk about this one. I love
it's a fun movie.
Yeah,
Dave Knight is excited about Silver Bullet, and do you want to mention who our guest is next week?
Yeah, so our guest next week is Kip Marshall. Kip Marshall is you might know who Kip Marshall is, Jacob.
Yeah, let's run some red lights.
Yeah, let's run some red lights. Yeah.
But he's a fellow Astoria guy, just like our buddy Dave King there.
Exactly. We hung out with Kip for the Goonies 40th anniversary, so he'll be on next week to talk Silver Bullet.
It's going to be a fun episode.
Yeah. And Brandon will be running production because I'll be on the road.
Oh, okay. So have you seen this movie? Have you seen
when
Silver
I was a
Bullet
kid?
Before,
yeah, Corey Haim and the werewolf, right?
Yes.
When I was a kid,
Busey,
and he's in a wheelchair. I'm looking forward to seeing it again. It's been a long, long time.
It's a weird one because like it's fun. It's got some cool stuff, but it's like just such a. I mean, just the story is weird. It's just weird. But
yeah, I think I felt that as a kid too. I don't think I cared for it, but I haven't seen it since.
Right. Yeah. I went to all the filming locations a couple of years ago. It's all up in Wilmington.
Oh, cool.
North Carolina or Delaware?
Yeah. North Carolina.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be driving through there, so I'll if I watch it first.
Well, there's a film museum in Wilmington because they do a lot of they film a lot of stuff up there. So you can stop there's a museum up there and you can just go through and there's tons of movie props and
Dawson's
check
Creek.
all that cool stuff out. That's what I visited all the Dawson's Creek stuff when I was there. Went and checked out Dawson's house. Yeah.
I wanted to show this off real quick. I forgot that I had this because this was in my Back to the Future collection. I have a collection of like I've showed off a couple of times, but like these like Starlog magazines. But I actually don't have any from 1985. My collection goes 1984 and then into 1986. So I don't know if it's just like they're harder to find or they were more popular or something.
There's so many good movies in 1985. People probably collect them and keep them.
Well, so here's the thing. This is why I wanted to show this off. So I've had this Fantastic Films number 46 issue in my Back to the Future collection because, Christopher Lloyd is on the cover. They interview him before this came out in October of 1985. You
want me to make a donation to the Coast Guard Youth Auxiliary?
So Back to the Future had like just come out this summer, right? But I was like, I should take a look because I realized on the corner here it says Dick Miller on Explorers, Stephen King's Silver Bullet, The Return of Godzilla, Day of the Dead was in here. So I read this.
It's got all the movies in it.
I was reading this article today.
Amazing!
Wow.
About the partnership of George Romero and Tom Savini. And there's a line in here that says, perhaps it's a little unusual to mention a makeup artist in the same breath with the writer/director for the new film. But the collaboration between George Romero and Tom Savini is hardly ordinary. So I just said. It was just, I picked it up and realized like, oh man, we've covered a couple of the movies featured in this. And then we're going to be doing Silver Bullet and Life Force is in there, which we're going to be the Tobe Hooper film we're going to be covering. What else? Black Cauldron we'll eventually get to.
Oh my god!
So yeah, it was just I just found it today, and I was like, oh man, I could have read this Dick Miller interview for Explorers, but I'll read about Silver Bullet.
That's awesome.
Anyway,
that's awesome.
You have so much stuff in your collection. How could you possibly know what it all is?
I know. And like that was, like I said, was allocated to my Back to the Future. I didn't even think to look for it for other 85 movies.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you, Jacob, for doing the show. This was a
Thanks
ton
for
of
having
fun.
me. Yeah,
thank you so much. I'm enjoying YHS, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
so much.
I found it through Brandon turned me on to it, and I think what you guys do is fantastic. I'm a fan.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
I was telling Craig, but like I think the strongest thing about YHS is the community that you guys have built.
Yeah, it's great.
Because you guys are no bullshit. You guys are like nice, good people, and so you foster a community. There's no bullshit with nice, good people, right?
It comes through.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's the best. It literally is the best part. Me and Craig talk about that all the time. The community is awesome. Everybody is so cool and fun. And but yeah, this is awesome. This was cool. I like I said to you, Brandon, like there's a lot of movies in 1985. I'm happy to jump on, and I'm excited to get Jay Key over here talking about Godzilla 1985 at some point.
Yeah, well, and to be honest, like Godzilla and Kaiju is a huge blind spot for me, right?
Yeah.
It's not a lot of films I've seen in that, so I need some experts.
Okay, we'll give you some guidance.
Where
you guys
can
do a
people
group
find
show
you?
while I'm on the road.
Yeah, exactly. We should say Jay will be on the road next week, so he'll be calling in from a hotel.
Oh, yeah.
Or somewhere, wherever I am.
Yeah, or somewhere, side of the road, wherever he is. Where can people find you, Jacob?
I'm Jacob the Revenge on Instagram, YHS Podcast on Instagram, YouTube. all these shows, YHS on Monster Island, Toy Anxiety. I just podcast all the time. So if you just turn on YouTube, you'll find me probably.
He's there. Yeah.
I just followed you on here, and Late Night Playset just followed you as well. And announcement:
Nice.
This is the first episode where we went over 3 hours. It's weird that I would ask that question, and this is the one that did it.
We did it.
Wow.
I am proud to be on this episode. Yeah,
wow.
It's awesome.
Congratulations! This is the longest episode yet.
It's always the worst movies that we go so long on.
It's true.
Sorry, Mr. 5 Stars. I apologize. I shouldn't. I'm speaking for myself.
No, I get it.
Jay, where can people find you?
I'm Porsche Life 111 on Instagram. Obviously, the show is Late Night Playset, and Blockbuster Year, obviously, on all the stuff. And you can find me all over the great US of A over the next 2 months as I drive our little yellow car all around this great country of ours. Sorry, Brandon, this country of ours.
Yeah.
Although next year, we'll be up in Canada for the 49th because we got to get the car to Alaska.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'll come through and see you.
Yep, sounds good. You got to come through British Columbia to get to Alaska. So
exactly,
you have to stop by.
Exactly.
Speaking of British Columbia, I'm Brandon. You can follow me at BC DeLorean, and like Jay mentioned, follow A Blockbuster Year. I don't know what's going on with this YouTube thing. Every so often, we get these glitches where our stream just cuts out. So we're still trying to figure that out. So
someone said it happened right at the 2-hour mark. I wonder if that's a pattern that we have not noticed.
But
someone said it cut out right at 2 hours. Like there's some kind of limit.
Over 2-hour episodes go live.
YouTube has a limit on live episodes, but it's like 12 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's something crazy. Yeah.
And then the only reason I don't think it's us and our software is because it's not only so stable here, but we're still live on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird.
The last time, I think one time when we were all here live with Justin Scard, it turned out to be a YouTube thing because we got there was an email saying oh, sorry, some of our features went down or something like that. So it seemed to be them. But, this is the 3rd time out of 12 episodes, so that's not a great track record.
Weird.
Yeah, but we do the re-upload every night, so.
Yeah, so the full episode will be up, and then it'll be on all the podcast threads or whatever you want to call them. But
correct. Yeah, and it'll be in the playlist on the front page.
Exactly. So thank you to everybody who watched. Thank you everybody who rewatched. Thank you everybody who listened.
Yeah. Thanks to everybody for staying in the comments here too. Appreciate it. Watching live.
No, this was a ton of fun, and honestly, I just love talking about movies at this length. It fuels my soul. So thank you to you both for having such a great conversation tonight.
Jacob, thank you so much for being here, man. It was really great to meet you. I look forward to maybe seeing you in person and, either out on the road or when you come here, or definitely please do the show again.
Absolutely. Yeah, same. It was such a fun time. Thanks for having me on.
If you are here when I'm here, you should come on Playset too and do it in person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Yeah. Yeah, you can sit in the chairs that Chris Farley sat in.
Would love to.
That is true.
I say it so often. I'm obsessed. Okay.
We do the thing.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Jacob. Thank you, Jay. That's it. We did the show.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Longest episode ever.
We love you. See you out there.